Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Wherever you're at in the world, welcome to Last Rounds Baseball's live commentary of Major League Baseball. Tonight, we are going to be featuring the rivalry of the San Francisco Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers from Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles, California. Commentary and views are our opinions and are not affiliated with Major League Baseball, the American League, the National League, their sponsors, or the MLB. We are giving English reports on the game being played and hope that English audiences around the globe can enjoy the games on YouTube and Twitch along with us. We'll start by giving you the starting lineups from the visitors from San Francisco. Leading off and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 31, is Lamont Wade Jr. Batting second and playing first base, wearing number 9, is Brandon Belt. Hitting third and playing second base, wearing number 41, is Wilmer Flores. The cleanup spot in left field, wearing number 23, is Jock Peterson. Batting fifth at third base, wearing number 10, is Evan Longoria. Hitting sixth in right field, wearing number 51, is Luis Gonzalez. Batting seventh and playing shortstop, wearing number 39, is Tyro Estrada. Batting eighth in center field, wearing number 5, is Mike Yastrzemski. Batting ninth and doing the catching, wearing number 14, is Austin Wynns. And they're going to be facing Mitch White, who takes to the mound with a 1-2 record for the Dodgers. White on the season is getting an opportunity to pitch a little bit more regular here as he's got 8 starts, the most of his big league career. He's worked 45 innings. He's allowed 41 hits, 23 runs, 21 have been earned. He's walked 17 and struck out 42, pitching to an ERA of 4.20. For Mitch White, he was a second-round pick out of Santa Clara University back in the 2016 draft. And in some ways, this may be an audition for White if there is to be a package trade to bring in a larger piece or a big fish, so to speak, before the trade deadline. So White is getting his opportunity to be able to showcase his skills here tonight. And now the lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off and in right field, wearing number 50, is Mookie Betts. Batting second and playing shortstop, wearing number 6, is Trey Turner. Hitting third is the first baseman, wearing number 5, Freddie Freeman. And the cleanup spot and doing the catching, wearing number 16, is Will Smith. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting, wearing number 10, is Justin Turner. Hitting sixth at second base, wearing number 17, is Hanser Alberto. Batting seventh and at third base, wearing number 13, is Max Muncy. Batting eighth and in left field, wearing number 25, is Trace Thompson. And batting ninth and in center field, wearing number 35, is Cody Bellinger. And they're going to be facing the lefty and Carlos Rodon. Rodon is 8-5 on the season. He's worked 105 innings. He's allowed 82 hits, 32 runs, 31 of which have been earned. He's walked 35 and struck out 131. He's got himself a 2.66 ERA on the season, and Rodon is ready to get the nod here tonight against the Dodgers. So this is the first of a 3-game set, and we are bringing this one here to you from Chavez Ravine. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We've got Mick in the house, and we got Steve Rademacher. It's going to be an entertaining night tonight, I'm sure, once we get this one underway. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we like to support Steve Rademacher. We'll be right back in 45 seconds. We also got Big D in the house tonight, so it is looking like it's going to be a fun one. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back with all the calls after this. Welcome back, everybody. We're ready to get this one underway as the San Francisco Giants will be coming to bat to face Mitch White. It'll be Lamont Wade Jr., Brandon Belt, and Wilmer Flores, the top three in the batting order, to face the right-hander. This series here dates back all the way to 1890 when the Brooklyn Bridegrooms first met the New York Giants at Washington Park back in Brooklyn, New York. Of course, the last meeting was last month on June the 12th. And this is the 2,546th meeting. Currently, the Giants have the edge in the overall series. They have won 1,273 games to the 1,250 of the Dodgers. So only 23 games difference. The postseason results, the Dodgers have won 3 series to 2 against the Giants. So here we are, ready to get underway on the first pitch from White's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball that misses outside for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Lamont Wade Jr. leads it off. He's hitting 181. He's got 3 homers and 14 runs batted in. White, a bit of a side saddler, works from the first base side of the rubber, and he delivers a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0 to Lamont Wade Jr. Not quite the start to the season for the left-handed hitting designated hitter tonight for the Giants. He missed some time early on through injury. Has been slow to get his form going here. He was a real boon for the Giants last year as there was a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count's now 2-1. Boone, in terms of he was acquired in a trade for Sean Anderson from the Minnesota Twins organization, and he's basically been pretty much an everyday player last year when he came over to San Francisco. There's a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire, but they say he didn't go, and the count is now 3-1 to Lamont Wade Jr. It's a beautiful night for baseball in Los Angeles. There's no rain at all near in the forecast. And here comes the 3-1 offering. As White kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow right center field. Moving over is Mookie Betts. He calls off Bellinger, and he makes the grab, and that is going to do it. Lamont Wade Jr. is gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. The temperature for tonight's game is a beautiful 75 degrees. It is clear. The umpires for tonight's game, behind the plate is Lance Barrett. The first base umpire is Alfonso Marquez. Ramon DeJesus is holding down the second sack, and in the rocking chair over at third base is Malaki Moore. And here's the pitch from White. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow center field. Camping out underneath it is Bellinger, and he's going to make the catch and put that one away. That is 2 up and 2 down here for the Giants in their half of the first inning, and that's going to leave it all up to Wilmer Flores. For Flores on the season, he's batting .253. He's got 13 homers to go with 51 runs batted in. Just checking in on this here. Our friend Mick says, other than this game, all of the games today were free games of the day, apparently on MLB, and I think you're right. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Last night I tried to do the NPB game, but I just didn't think I would be able to survive the whole game. And we had to shut her down. I was up late and had quite a heavy day to do a little bit of work yesterday, but we are going to try to squeeze in one of the NPB games tonight. Here comes the 1-1 offering. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. A little bit of work to take care of, and then off to Seattle we go tomorrow for some Astros and Mariners baseball for the weekend. That is a sellout tomorrow night in Seattle as White rocks into the motion, and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. Moving toward the foul line is Trace Thompson. He reaches over, but he's not going to be able to get it. He got the effort. He got all the way over, and he reached over into the seats, but that ball is going to drop foul, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. Tomorrow night, the Mariners are looking for their 15th consecutive victory in a row as the Astros come to town. It is going to be a full house in Seattle, so they say. And I say that because if you look at their official ticket supplier on Ticketmaster, the game is sold out, but you go to StubHub, there's a gazillion tickets available. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Flores. Flores waggling the bat. waiting on the offering here from White, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. It is fielded on the backhand by Turner. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Flores on a ground out 6-3 for out number 3 here in the top of the first inning. So the Giants go quietly. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're through a half inning. It is the San Francisco Giants, nothing. The Los Angeles Dodgers coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We got our friend V Rush. We got Mick. We got Steve Rademacher and everybody in the house tonight listening in. Hold tight. We'll be right back after this from our friend Steve.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We are going to the bottom of the first inning in just a couple moments. Stay with us, everybody. The Dodgers are coming to bat. Welcome back, everybody. Carlos Rondon has just completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway in the bottom of the first inning. It'll be Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman to face the left-hander as we get going here in the bottom half of the first inning. And this is obviously what they like to call the second half of the season begins now. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Drifting back just in front of the warning track is Peterson. He's going to make the catch. That is going to retire Mookie Betts for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. For Turner on the season, he's hitting .306. He's got 14 homers and 68 runs batted in. I would say he's got an outside shot at being a 30-30 guy. The stolen bases, I'm confident he can get there. He'll have to pick up the pace in the home run department. And there's a first pitch fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Giants, from left to right, they've got Jock Peterson in left. The center fielder is Mike Yastrzemski. The right fielder is Luis Gonzalez. As here's the offering from Rodon. It is a fastball swung on and missed. The count goes even at 1-1. Around the horn in the infield at first base, it's Brandon Belt. Wilmer Flores is at second. The shortstop is Thairo Estrada, and the third baseman is Evan Longoria. Of course, the battery tonight is Austin Wynns behind the plate and Carlos Rodon on the hill. And here comes the offering. It is a fastball swung on and missed. That's going to run the count now to 1-2 on Turner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Turner was the trade deadline acquisition last year along with Max Scherzer. And in some people's eyes, an upgrade at the shortstop position, but he swings through a fastball there and misses. And Turner is gone for out number 2. And that is going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. The Dodgers have not skipped a beat, losing Corey Seager to the Texas Rangers and having Trey Turner basically be the everyday shortstop. So 2 gone, and Freddie Freeman steps to the plate. Lefty versus the lefty. Rodon holds at the belt, and he rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball that swung on and lifted foul down the Third baseline, it's going to reach the seats. It's going to run the count quickly to 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Mick said he was at work last night, 10:30 to 6:30, and pulling some graveyard work again tonight. Yeah, we're probably going to be doing a little bit of the same. There's a breaking ball that's down, but Freddie Freeman waved at that one in the dirt, and the count now goes to 0-2. I got a little bit of work to take care of on the in-between, and as I can do the work on the in-between, that's going to allow me probably to be able to stay up and get you the Eagles and the Lions tonight from the Balluna Dome as we do our NPB coverage regular. So no balls and 2 strikes to Freeman. And Rodon steps off the back of the rubber as he wants to go through the sign sequence again with his catcher win. So here we go. Here comes the set. As Rodon gets the sign from his catcher, he holds at the belt. And now he goes into the motion and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Racing back all the way to the wall, looking up and gone. A home run out of the reach of Mike Yastrzemski. An 0-2 pitch by Freeman. And he hammers that ball to straightaway center field. And the Dodgers are on the board here with a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first inning. It was definitely a mistake pitch by Rodon. The catcher Wynn wanted the fastball up in the zone. He wasn't able to get it up in the zone. He left it over middle in. And Freddie Freeman made no mistake about that one. That was a belt-high fastball that's been deposited into the seats in straightaway center field just below the batter's eye. So 1-0 for the Dodgers. That is going to bring up the catcher, Will Smith. Certainly way too good a pitch at 0-2. And here's the first pitch to Smith. It's a fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So Freddie Freeman with that homer, that's his 14th of the year. So Will Smith is hitting .272. He's got 14 homers himself to go with 47 runs batted in, and he swings at a fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is now 0-2. I wonder how many 0-2 fastballs that Carlos Rodon has given up for home runs over the course of a season. And my guess is you could probably count that on one hand, if not one finger. So here's the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And Will Smith is gone for the third out of the inning. And Rodon, between that home run, has got a couple of strikeouts. So there was 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We're through 1 complete. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers 1, the San Francisco Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the top of the second in just a moment. Our friend V. Rush says there goes his fantasy team ERA. We're going to have a chat there with Rodon about that. Hold tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment.
Domo arigato. Sorry if I mispronounced that. I'm new at this. Thank you for watching Last Raps Baseball. Tell all your friends and family to come check him out, ask some questions during the telecast, and give him a good sub and a thumbs up. And this is Steve coming back at you, and some new things on my channel. Star Wars figures that everybody likes. We have Mad magazines from the 1970s. We try to avoid the Noid. And for your pleasure, once in a while, we can open up Michael Jackson if you want, the cards. We have Elvis. We have Sadahar O. We love everything that is everything, so we even have the Beatles fighting with lightsabers. Look at that, John and George. Once in a while, we'll even have my brother take over my channel on a Tuesday. So once again, everybody tell your friends, come see Freddie at Last Raps Baseball. And right now, I'm going to kick it right back to you, Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the second inning. 1-0 for the Dodgers on a Freddie Freeman home run. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the San Francisco batting order to face Mitch White, Jock Peterson, Evan Longoria, and Luis Gonzalez. And the first two pitches that were thrown to Peterson, one was a fastball outside, and the other was a breaking ball that dropped in for a strike. As we're already back underway here in the top of the second, here comes the 1-1 offering, and it's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And now the count goes to 1-2 on Peterson. Peterson's batting .252 on the season with 17 homers and 43 runs batted in. He was the fans' choice to be elected to the All-Star game, as he got the nod in left field the other night for the National League All-Stars. His numbers certainly may not say otherwise, but the Atlanta Braves fans certainly remember what he did in the playoffs last year, and there's a breaking ball that misses down, and count now goes to 2-2. And of course, the San Francisco Giant fans, knowing that he's having a good season for them in some capacity, certainly in the home run and the RBI department. He's been a presence in the middle of the batting order for the Giants. That was enough to be able to push him up. So 2 balls and 2 strikes, and White gets the sign from his catcher as he delivers. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted down the right field line, and it's going to bound into the seats in foul territory. We're going to have to look to see if that was a fair ball or a foul ball. Peterson sort of stopped along the way. We have to get the replay on it. It was pretty close to landing on the chalk line, but it just hooked foul by a couple inches as it bounds up into the seats, and it's going to keep the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson began his career at the big league level with the Dodgers. And he made his way over to the Cubs last year, but was an integral piece that the Atlanta Braves were able to acquire him for their World Series run. But he's not sporting the pearl necklace any longer in San Francisco. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. And there is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the third base line, and the count's going to remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Peterson, who hits from the left side, gets himself dug back in. He's got an old-fashioned tight bat. He's got a Louisville slugger as he waggles the bat at the plate. Here's the offering from White. It's a breaking ball that misses inside. And that is going to run the count now to 3-2. So 3-2 to Peterson. The Giants are looking for their first base runner of the evening, as they were retired inside in order in the first. White gets the sign from his catcher Smith, and he rocks into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is popped up into shallow center field. Backing up on it is the third baseman who's playing in the shift. That's Max Muncy. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to retire Peterson for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Evan Longoria. It's going to be our first look at Longoria this year. We've seen the Giants a few times in recent weeks. It was David Villar holding down the hot corner. But Longoria is back to work as he is off the disabled list. He's hitting .245 on the season with 8 homers and 18 runs batted in. And White kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-1. Our friend V-Rush asked the question, do any of you guys play fantasy baseball? I'll leave that out for everybody who's listening in. I used to play some fantasy baseball a number of years ago. In fact, way long time ago, the rotisserie style. There's the 0-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count is now 0-2 to Longoria. But the different types of styles and the different types of fantasy ball that is out there is a little bit different. Mick says, I'm going to be at work watching the KBO. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded softly to third. It is fielded neatly by Muncy. He throws to first. And Longoria has gone on a ground out 5-3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the right fielder, Evan Longoria. Or check that. The right fielder, Luis Gonzalez, as that was Longoria who was retired. Our friend Virash says he prefers head-to-head. A head-to-head fantasy ball, and when you get I always think it's good when you've got committed people to be a part of that. If you don't have the committed people, then doesn't make it as entertaining. And sometimes if you get a 12-person league, it could be all over by the 8th week, and then people don't fill out their lineups or can't be bothered. There's a first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 on Gonzalez. Gonzalez is batting .282 on the season. He's got 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. He hits from the left side against the right-hander, White, who rocks into the motion and delivers. He kicks and fires. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side, and that's going to keep the count at 0 balls and 2 strikes. So 0 balls and 2 strikes to Gonzalez. Tyro Estrada waits on deck. Should the San Francisco right fielder find a way on? They do have a shift on as they keep Trey Turner to the shortstop or to the left field side of second base. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 1-2. They move Max Muncy just to the right of second base, and then they stick the second baseman, Hanser Alberto, into the, not quite the rover spot. In fact, he's actually heels to the grass in the 4-hole. So every team's got a little bit different look to how they play it. All 3 of the fielders are actually on the infield dirt. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Gonzalez. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gonzalez steps out. He grabs a little bit of dirt. Now he's back in, ready on the offering here from Mitch White. And the 2-2 is ready to go. White rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is grounded over to Alberto at second. He throws to first, and that is going to do it as the Giants go quietly again. 1, 2, 3 here in the second inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are now through 1.5. We have a 1-0 scoreline for the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they are coming to bat in the bottom of the second. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. We appreciate you guys all for being here, and we will see you here after this, once again, from our friend Steve.
Hello, friends. Steve coming back at you, a clean-shaven Steve. Thank you for watching The Last Reps Baseball. And please continue to support my channel among others, like Another Hollis Build. Awesome commercial. And now I'll show you a few more things that we do have. We have toys, like this bobblehead Star Wars on wheels. We have Noids. We can't keep avoiding them forever. We do have Legos. Love my Legos. We have Origami Folder. Check him out. He's new into this, getting started, has good following already. We have Red Beard Breaks. And we also have these things that, in a pinch, will tell you what your temperature is. So, if you like all of this, and if you like Last Reps Baseball, join all of us. We'd love to have you. And I know you would enjoy us. Thank you, peace, good night, and cheers.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the bottom of the second inning. After this, it is 1-0 for the Dodgers over the Giants. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom of the second inning, and we've got Justin Turner, Hanser Alberto, and Max Muncy to come up and face Carlos Rodon here in the second inning. Our friend VRush26 asks, on what platform did they air the KBO in the United States? Well, they were picking up the feed on ESPN for a bit, especially during the 2020 season. They had John Shambi and Eduardo Perez doing the games at about 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific time. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined down the left field line, and it's just out of the reach of the jumping ball boy down the left field line as he's not able to come up with it. That's just a strike to Justin Turner. For Turner on the season, he's hitting .252. He's got 8 homers and 51 runs batted in. He's quietly been pulling his batting average up over the last month or so. He started rather quietly this year, but he is a dangerous hitter and a veteran nonetheless. And there's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-1. Our friend Mick says that they're now on YouTube. And so V-Rush is looking for information on the channel name. And so here comes the 1-1 offering. As Rodon kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away over on the third base side. And the count remains at 1-2. Our friend Mick was talking about the other day about the Bob Marley stuff from our friend Steve. And so, Mick, if you want to send me an email, you're welcome to do so. And I can connect you with Steve. Steve said he doesn't have a whole set, but he might have some stuff that you might be interested in just to pass the time, so to speak. If you are interested, you're welcome to be able to do that. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2. I know Steve is in the chat at some point here tonight. You guys are welcome to connect that way too. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Justin Turner. I don't know if I've never sought out the KBO to see if they do games with the Korean commentators or if they have English commentators. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. He's in the dirt, Wins picks it up, and he throws to first. It's going to go down as a strikeout, 2-3 for the first out of the inning. So Turner is gone. It's going to bring up the second baseman, Hanser Alberto. Steve Rademacher is still in the house. He's put his hand up saying he's still there. So the one, Steve, you're looking for is Mick 3Y Official. That's the fella who is said there may be some interest in the Bob Marley stuff. Not like it's something you can walk down the street and find on the corner anywhere. Here comes the first pitch delivered to Alberto. It's a breaking ball that misses down. The count is 1-0. Well, you might be able to find stuff on the corner. It's just not Bob Marley stuff. So here's the 1-0 pitch now from Rodon to Alberto. He steps into the motion. He kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses outside. The count now goes to 2-0. Our friend Mick says it's only in Korean commentary. And one of the challenges that I would have to that is that sometimes, and I haven't really looked at the KBO site, there's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is now 2-1. Just the information of the players. Certainly the rosters, not like the NPB is as good as Major League Baseball for being able to identify and sort statistics and see a lot of different things. But it is functional enough to be able to get the information. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Jock Peterson, ranging to his right, cuts it off and fires it into second base, and they'll hold Alberto to a 1-out single here in the second inning. So Alberto is the runner who's aboard, and that's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. For Muncy on the season, he's batting .160 with 9 homers and 30 RBIs. It's really been a tough year for Muncy. In fact, since August of last season, Muncy's really struggled at the plate. He was to a point where people were talking about him for the first 4 months of last season of being a legitimate MVP candidate. There's a fastball swung on, and he's just underneath it. He's lifted this in the left center field. Coming over is Yastrzemski. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Muncy for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Trace Thompson. As I said, Muncy was legitimately considered to be a MVP type of candidate, and his game has fallen off. He got hurt a little bit last year, and then he's really not been the same guy since. The only thing that is there is his walks and his strikeouts at some point here were a little bit ahead of the other. So now here comes Trace Thompson to the plate. The first pitch is a fastball that misses down for ball 1. It's not even quite the case there as well for Muncy. His strikeouts are a little bit ahead of his walks at this point in time. There was a point a couple of years ago where his walks were ahead of the strikeouts during the season. Fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. We've talked about that a little bit on the streams in the past, where there's very few guys that have that ability to walk more than they strike out. Sometimes it's only 2 or 3 guys in a season these days. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-1. Bunny VR is in the house today and asking the question, did the Brewers play today? I don't think the Brew Crew was part of the schedule today. It was a limited amount of games. There was only 6 across Major League Baseball, 5 of which are final. One was a doubleheader in Oakland. Our friend Eric is checking in tonight as well. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is now 2-2 to Thompson. Eric says, I'm a San Francisco guy, but I'll be cheering for anyone, but until further notice. Well, San Francisco is a little bit adrift here in the National League West. They're in 3rd place. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And it's going to get all the way into the wall. Digging hard around second and heading to third is Alberto. He's heading home to the plate. Here's the throw. It is in time, but it skips away from the catcher Wynn, and it's all the way back to Rodon, who's backing up the play. Trace Thompson is going to get himself over to third base. We'll have to see if they rule it a triple, but I think it's going to be a double with an RBI. Alberto comes across for the second run of the ball game, and that is going to put the Dodgers up in front 2-0. I'll have to get the word on the official score. I have a feeling that's going to be a double with Thompson going to third on the throw, and that's exactly how they rule it. They do charge a throwing error to Estrada on the relay, which is going to allow Thompson to get into third base. That ball had bounced. It was almost right in line with the runner, and it got between the runner and the catcher. Good thing Rodon was backing up the play. Otherwise, if that ball was kicked around, there might have been another run on the board. So that brings Cody Bellinger to the plate. And the first pitch to Bellinger is a 96-mile-an-hour fastball up and in for ball 1. Bellinger hitting in the 9 spot tonight is batting .210 with 11 homers and 31 RBIs. For Dodger fans, you think about it, how many former MVPs are batting in the 9 spot in the league? There's a breaking ball that drops in for a call strike. The count is 1-1. V-Rush asked the question, do you think Belly should be traded? He's only hitting .210 this season entering tonight's game. Well, the question is should he be traded, but who wants him? There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-1. At some point in time, as a Dodger, you're going to have to say, or Dodger ownership says, hey, look, we're going to have to, if we have to trade this guy, we're going to have to eat some contract. And you really don't want to give up on him. He just turned 27 years old about a week or so ago. So he's got a lot of life left in him. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 3 balls and 1 strike to Bellinger. And you hope that he snaps out of whatever has bitten him so you could get something in return for him. But I also will say that as soon as he starts producing at a level that you would expect from a former MVP, that would be the time to move him. But batting right now at .210, I don't think anybody wants to come unless you're going to take on a portion of his contract. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 3-2. But they always have a few of those type of ones. You have certain teams that will say, hey, maybe we'll take him on, like the Pirates or the Rockies. I often thought that the Rockies might be a great landing spot and even a bounce back spot for Bellinger. The problem is that they're in the same division as the Dodgers. So the Dodgers would have to eat some contract. There's a fastball swung on it, has popped up into shallow center field. And camping out underneath it is the center fielder, Yastrzemski. He makes the catch. And that is going to do it here for the Dodgers in their half of the second. But there's been more damage done. There was a run in the inning on 2 hits. There was an error, and there was a runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete innings. It's the Dodgers 2, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments as we got Sean in here as well. We're glad you guys could be here with us. Hang tight. We'll be back with this after our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's another Hollis build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Thank you there, Matt, and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check out his channel after the game. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call. We'll carry on with chatting with our chat as we do it. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the bottom third of the batting order coming up for the San Francisco Giants here in the top of the third inning. Thairo Estrada, Mike Yastrzemski, and Austin Wynns to face the right-hander Mitchell White as he's ready to begin his third inning of work. Pretty economical for White so far, 27 pitches through his first two innings. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Our friend Eric Castile says that Trace Thompson looks like a big dude. Well, he's got the bloodlines as his brother is obviously Klay Thompson for the Golden State Warriors. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend V-Rush says, I know I'm rooting for Rodon today for sure, as that is his fantasy guy he was saying earlier. Sean also jumps in on the chat and says, the belly question's been asked for a couple of years now. And here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and now the count is 1-2. One of the things when you think about a player like Bellinger, they often will say about older players, if a guy has a off season, you give him a chance to rebound. If he has two in a row, then maybe the skills have diminished. There's a fastball swung on. This is popped up into shallow right center field. Coming in on it is the center fielder Bellinger. He makes the catch, and that's going to retire Estrada for the first out of the inning. So one up and one away, and that'll bring up the center fielder Mike Yastrzemski. But in a case like Bellinger, where he's only 27 years old, and yes, skills could diminish for guys as they're younger. There's just too much there that you can see the Dodgers are not willing to part with him yet. And I wouldn't want to part with him either, because the upside there is just so much. But if it gets to a point where you have him in your field or have him in your lineup, maybe you got to look at it and say, hey, when he starts producing again, maybe it's time to flip him. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Mike Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski today enters the game hitting .235. He's got 9 homers and 38 runs batted in. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And the count now goes to 1-1. Our friend V-Rush says maybe trade him with a few other prospects or Castillo for Soto. Well, one of the names that kept coming up, obviously, was Bellinger in a trade for Soto. Also, too, is a couple of the pitchers, Bobby Miller, who started the Futures game. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-1. Another one is Dustin May, who is rehabbing from Tommy John surgery. I don't think we're going to see May at all in 2022. I think 2023 he'll probably be back on his way to the big leagues. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and left it foul, and the count is 2-2. Obviously, the Dodgers and the Nationals know each other's phone numbers when they completed that trade last year to send Max Scherzer and Trey Turner over to the Dodgers. And certainly Josiah Gray and Keibert Ruiz have been playing their parts for the Nationals this year. But they certainly have not lessened the blow of the 2 stars that the Dodgers were able to get in return. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is lined right to the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, who drops to a knee to make the catch. And that is going to retire Yastrzemski here for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the catcher, Austin Wynns. For Wynns on the season, he's batting .222. He's got 1 homer and 8 runs batted in. That's 8 in a row set down to start the ball game by White. as he has cruised here in the first start after the All-Star break. Our friend V-Rush says Dodgers do have money to spend now that Bauer is out for a while. And that is absolutely correct. They have money to be able to throw around a little bit. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away to wins, and the count is 1-0. Our friend Sean says he'd love to see Yaz heat up in the second half here. Yeah, Yaz is... Well, there's been a lot of hitters in the Giants lineup that you could say are disappointing this year. Lamont Wade Jr. is one of them. And I also have to say Evan Longoria is not what they would have expected. I'd like to see Longoria about 30 or 40 points higher, as there's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. Some of the other players that they've been getting unexpected production from, you would have to say Luis Gonzalez has been better than advertised. And here comes the 2-0 offering, as White delivers a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 3-0. So 3 balls and no strikes. Wynn's batting in the 9 spot, doing the catching tonight. He waggles the bat, waiting on the 3-0 offering from the right-hander White. Rocks into the motion, and he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is taken for a called strike. And the count is now 3-1. Our friend Sean says that Lugo has been a bright spot for sure. Absolutely. You know, even Tyro Estrada has been decent as well. We can't really knock him. I mean, Brandon Crawford is probably in his last season. There's a fastball swung on and grounded foul over by the third baseline. The count now goes to 3-2. Our friend V-Rush says he doesn't see the Giants as a playoff team this year. Well, I see them as a wild card team, especially with the expanded playoff rosters available. They'll probably be in there with the whoever doesn't win the Central in Milwaukee/St. Louis. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled off right at home plate. Keeps the count at 3-2. But I think they're going to be in the battle for the couple of teams out of the East, the Phillies, the Braves, the Mets. So probably 4 teams battling for the 3 playoff spots or the 3 wildcard spots. So White gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate, and that keeps the count at 3-2 to wins. Sean says wild card, if anything. Yeah, as I say, I think 4 teams will battle it out for that wild card at the end of the year. 1 from the Central, 1 from the West. Actually, I missed out on San Diego. They're in that mix there too. So San Diego is probably going to finish in behind. So maybe 5 teams for the 3 wild card spots. There's another breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. Our friend Mick says Crawford is damn near the best player. Well, he certainly was last year. In fact, finishing 4th in the MVP, Brandon Crawford probably deserved more credit than what he does. Left-handed hitting shortstop, playing every day. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and Wins is going to be the first base run of the night for the Giants, as he's drawn himself a well-earned walk. It was a 9-pitch at bat to the Giants catcher, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Lamont Wade Jr. We're talking about players in the Giant uniform that were disappointing years. Certainly after last season, Lamont Wade Jr., there was more expected of him this year. As we said, off to a slow start coming off the disabled list. Really hasn't got his timing. One would expect that he has to have a good second half. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. He's 0 for 1 tonight as he flew out to the right fielder his first time up. The Dodgers shift a little bit differently here. They've got Turner to the right side of second base. They've got themselves Alberto in the rover position in shallow right field. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is now 1-1. Our friend Sean says that Wins managed to get White back to an average pitch count through 3. Yeah, White has been pretty good so far. That rule of thumb is always 15 pitches per inning. If you're a pitcher, you want to keep it underneath that. And certainly the win at bat was ratcheted that up a bit. There's a fastball swung on. It is fouled away down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. Halfway between first base and the first base dugout and the right field foul pole. Looks like it might have got into the loge seats, which are that next level of seating, and just above the lower deck. And that's going to run the count to 1-2. We got the living room in the house tonight, so now when he's here, we can officially get the party started. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 2-2. Mick says White has a unique way of getting his outs. So I think this is the first time I've ever seen him pitch live. See a few different offerings. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As White delivers a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. This one's going to reach the seats down the third base line. Keeps the count to 2-2. Certainly in this ball game here, White hasn't struck anybody out. He's been a pitch-to-contact pitcher. Of the 8 outs today, 4 of them have been in the air, and 5 of them have been in the air, and 3 of them on the ground. He checks the runner over at first, and here comes the 2-2 offering. And here's the pitch. It is a fastball delivered. It is swung on and hooked foul into the netting just past the first base dugout. The count remains at 2-2. We'll keep our eyes on Wynn. I know Wynn is the catcher, but this may not be a bad time to put him in motion. He's probably going to get a decent pitch to be able to hit here. Wynn doesn't have any stolen bases on the year, but if they get him thrown out, at least you've got the top of the order coming up next inning. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count's now 3-2. Our friend V-Rush jumps in and says, losing a guy like Buster Posey has really hurt the Giants this year. Yeah, you got to tip your hat, though, to Buster, because some guys, they just play a little bit too long. They stick around too long and too far, and the next thing you know is they're past their expiry date, and their career really drops out. Well, Buster Posey did go out on top, maybe not winning a World Series, but as far as playing goes, he was really going to be going out top. There goes the runner, and there's the breaking ball that misses upstairs. And it's back-to-back walks here by Mitch White. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. And it's also going to bring the pitching coach on a full trot out of the Dodger dugout as he wants to talk to his young right-hander. So everything is started to fall apart here with 2 outs in the top of the third inning. After White retired the first 2 batters he faced, he was walked to Austin Wynns and a walk to Lamont Wade Jr. Both were 8 pitch plus at bats, 9 to the catcher Wynns and 8 to Lamont Wade Jr. Our friend Mick says their whole pitching bullpen are Mark Wahlberg's funky bunch. Take that. That would be the Giants. Sean says Buster also cashed in 9 digits on his Under Armour investment. I'd go out on top too. Yeah. That certainly does that. That's for sure. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the left field line. It's going to reach the seats, and the count is 0-1 to Belt. Our friend Zero Fox Sports, Dave in the house tonight, says, it does make you wonder if Posey's had second thoughts after the year he had last year. Well, the word on the street was he really wanted to spend time with his family. I remember a number of years ago when Ryan Sandberg did that and decided he was going to maybe call it a career early. There's a fastball swung on. It's popped up over on the left side of the infield. Moving over underneath it is Turner. He's going to make the catch. That is Trey Turner. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the third inning. Well, they strand a couple of runners this time. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left aboard. We're now through 2.5. I'll come back with my thoughts in just a moment. We appreciate you guys being here with us. It is the Dodgers 2, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. It's a great night for baseball at Chavez Ravine. By the way, here's our friend Dave at Zero Fox. If you're new, jump over to his channel. Let him know Last Raps Baseball sent you, and he'll package you up a free mystery pack of cards.
Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the game. and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and your support of the channel. In turn, we support Dave at Zero Fox Sports. Be sure to get into the Game Changer Lounge and check him out. We'll be back here in just a moment with the call at the bottom of the third inning. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the bottom of the third inning. It'll be Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman to come to bat to face the left-hander Carlos Rodon, who's going to begin his third inning of work. Started to tell the story in the last inning. It was Ryan Sandberg who thought he was going to call it a career early and walk away from the game. And then, if I'm not mistaken, that he decided he wanted to spend more time with his family. And then that didn't quite work out the way it was planned. I think him and his wife at that time decided that they were going to go their separate ways, and Ryan ended up getting back on the ball field and extending his career. But by the sound of it, Buster Posey is pretty much at peace. There's a first pitch fastball swung on. Is lifted into left field. Moving over to his right is Jock Peterson. He's going to make the catch. And with one pitcher is one away here in the third inning, that is going to bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. Our friend Mick says that Posey might take a year off and see how he feels. Well, he did that during the 2020 season when he opted out because of the COVID year. Sean jumps in and says that some of the other vets said Posey was saying it all season and remained pretty resolute. There's a first pitch fastball that misses up and away to Trey Turner, and the count's 1-0. Turner is 0 for 1 tonight. He has struck out his first time up. There's a breaking ball swung on, and this is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Turner is aboard with a one-out single. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. For Freddie Freeman, he's batting .321. Actually, he's pulled his average up to .323. He hit that home run in the first inning. It's his 14th of the year. He's now driven in 60 runs. That was definitely a mistake pitch from Rodon. I think on the 0-2 pitch, the catcher Wins wanted a high fastball up and in. That was belt high right in the wheelhouse, and Freeman was able to turn it around for a solo shot in the first. And the first pitch is a breaking ball, misses down, and the count is 1-0. Our friend V-Rush says, who is the mainstay and closer for the Giants this season? I can say McGee is not that guy. They don't really, as I agree, Sean says the same thing. They don't really have a mainstay. Duvall is the closest, but it's still pretty much by committee. Here comes the 1-0 offering. And Rodon delivers it as a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-0. It gets by the catcher, Wins, and that is going to be moving up Trey Turner over to second base. We're going to have to see how they're going to score that one. Is that going to be a pass ball or a wild pitch? It is going to be charged a wild pitch towards Rodon. So that puts Freeman into scoring position. I'm pretty excited to be able to check out J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez, this weekend as we get a chance to see the Astros cruise into Seattle tomorrow night. Framber Valdez is going to be going head-to-head against the lefty Marco Gonzalez. I'm pretty jazzed about that one. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It's going to reach the seats over on the third base side. But the one I am looking forward to is the game on Saturday. Justin Verlander goes for the Astros. They haven't named the starter yet for the Mariners. My fingers are crossed. I'm hoping for either Kirby or Logan Gilbert. That would be a great matchup, watching Logan Gilbert and Verlander pitch. So here comes the offering from Rodon. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count's 2-2. I am hoping to be able to get some Verlander video up for the website, to the game early, and or not just to our website, but to the YouTube channel. A little bit of slow motion stuff. Back to Doval for a moment there. I saw him pitch against Milwaukee as there's an inside move used by the lefty Rodon that chases the runner Turner back to second base. Doval's a really interesting arm. He's got a lot of movement on his pitch, but his ability to repeat is something that I noticed that was a challenge. And that's what I mean by that is his fastballs, his four-seam fastball ranged about 5 miles an hour. He wasn't able to repeat his pitch. And I think that's more mechanical than anything else, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-2 to Freeman. This is the second time I've had a chance to see Rodon pitch in the last couple of weeks. That might be the jinx for the San Francisco lefty, as neither time he has been what I would consider to be overly sharp, and I don't know if this is one of those moments for him as well. Don't know if he's got his best stuff tonight. So here comes the 2-2. Check that, the 3-2 offering to Freeman. Rodon checks the runner at second. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball that misses down in the dirt. And Freddie Freeman's going to draw himself a walk. It's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring up the catcher, Will Smith. For Smith tonight, he is 0 for 1. He struck out to end the first inning in his first at bat. He's batting here with runners at first and second. Smith's average has dipped to 271 on the season. He's got 14 homers and 47 runs batted in. The former University of Louisville product has had himself a solid campaign this year. I have to say, over the last few years, the Dodgers really produce catchers. That is something that you're able to see. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on and missed. And the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Will Smith. The Dodgers have been blessed, I think, with Russell Martin in recent years. Obviously, Will Smith, who is currently here. Austin Barnes isn't half bad himself. Freddie Freeman has a very big lead over at first base. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away. It's going to run the count to 0-2. They're not holding Freeman. They are playing in behind him. His belt is well off the base, and Freeman has got himself a good solid 18 to 20-foot lead off the bag, as he is gone with the first baseman belt. So no balls and 2 strikes. Freeman again establishes his lead. The other thing you notice here is he's got his body squared up towards second base. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Smith is retired the second time tonight via strikeout. That's going to leave it all up to the designated hitter, Justin Turner. Our friend Mick says it's the year of the hitters this year for the Dodgers, the Mets, and the Yankees. Well, certainly the Yankees would fit into that category. The Dodgers for sure, too. The Dodgers, when you look at the depth of the guys that can run out in the batting order, on a given night, they could go 6-7 guys deep that can swing the bat. Yankees, in some ways, I'm very surprised at what they're doing. I don't know if they've got enough October arms yet. There's a breaking ball that swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1. Keep an eye on what the Yankees do at the deadline. They need one more arm behind Tyon and Cole. I think Tyon and Cole, that 1-2 punch would wreak havoc with most teams. But they've got to get themselves another arm to go in there with those two. Our friend V-Rush says Yankees and the Mets for the World Series. Well, New York would hope so. It's the center of the universe for baseball, but I think Major League Baseball would rather have something east and west. Obviously, a Dodger-Yankee World Series would be the executive dreams, the dream as well for the television and the broadcasting. So Rodon holds over at the belt. Here comes the 0-1 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, but he can't find it. Is Gonzalez, and it's now over his head and it's down. And that's going to be a run. He can't pick up the ball on time. Now he fires it in. It's not a great throw. It's going to score 2 runs as Freddie Freeman is going to come around all the way from first base. Gonzalez on the crack of the bat raised his hands up, much like it was when we saw Carlos or Christian Arroyo with the Red Sox a couple of weeks ago. Had no idea where the ball was, lost it in the sky. And then by the time he recovered, the ball was over his head, down off the warning track and up against the wall. And Justin Turner is going to cruise in with a 2-run double as he's going to cash in 2 here. And that is going to score Turner and Freeman all the way from first base. And it is now a 4-0 lead. Unbelievable. Carlos Rodon is probably losing his mind out there. But you could see the center fielder, Mike Yastrzemski, was racing over as soon as he had his hands up in the air. And Rodon is just like, geez, I can't catch a break on a routine fly ball. So 2 runs have scored. That's going to bring Hanser Alberto to the plate. It is a tough sky right now in Los Angeles as the lights really haven't taken full effect. And you still got dusk in the background as there's a breaking ball taken for a called strike by Alberto. The count is 0-1. Alberto singled and scored a run his first time up. He's raised his season average to 236. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and missed. And now the count goes to 0-2. Our friend Sean says, anyone but the Yankees. Well, the Yankees are always good for baseball, especially even if they lose. It might even be better for baseball. So no balls and 2 strikes to Alberto. And here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on, and it's going to be driven foul down the right field line. It reaches the seats, and it keeps the count at no balls and 2 strikes. So that is, if they end up losing the game by a run here, or maybe a couple of runs, that was going to be the ball in right field there that is certainly going to be pointed at as the culprit. There's a breaking ball that misses down in it, and the count is now 1-2. Sure doesn't help the earned run average for Carlos Rodon because it wasn't an error as the ball dropped in for that double in behind him. I'm sure nobody feels any worse than that than Gonzalez in right field. That's the 50th pitch of the ball game that was just thrown by Rodon. That probably would have been saving him another few more pitches. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. Would have been out of the inning at 45. Sean jumps in and says, this happened to Rodon in his last start too. If he goes at least 5 tonight, he's optimum hold. Yeah, I remember, I think it was against the Brew Crew, we saw him go 5 and he had to come out. His pitch count just got ratcheted up. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is slicing down the right field line. It's just going to go foul. And between Gonzalez and the first baseman, Brandon Belt, who was running out there to try to make the play. It's going to keep the count at 2-2 to Alberto. It was a bit of a hard luck start in his last start against Milwaukee. I guess that was the last start we did see Rodon. So tonight, this is the most earned runs he's given up since his start at Arizona. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into left center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's just going to get past Peterson all the way to the wall. And he fires it back in, and cruising into second base with a double is Hanser Alberto. So they've traded places. Justin Turner comes in to score. Alberto's got himself a double. And we've got ourselves a 5-0 ball game. Just like that at Chavez Ravine. Our friend Viraj says, no quality start for you. That is correct. That was blown a little bit ago, 5-0. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Max Muncy. Ball there just got past Peterson. One thing that's really surprised me this year about Jock Peterson is I can't believe how much he weighs. I don't remember him being this big last year with the Cubs or the Braves. There's the breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Muncy. Muncy's 0 for 1 tonight as he flew up to the center fielder his first time up. Rodon checks the runner at second, and he kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1. I think about Peterson, and you look at certain players and you say how they really fill out a uniform well. Well, Peterson really fills out a uniform. I just don't know if it's in all the right places. As I say, it looks like he maybe celebrated a little too long in the offseason. There's a breaking ball that misses inside, and the count is now 2-1. Now, in saying that, I remember Drew Stubbs, who used to play with the Cincinnati Reds and the Texas Rangers. When you looked at Drew Stubbs, he really filled out a uniform well. The problem was he would strike out 200-plus times a year. But the outfield play here in this inning has been a little bit dicey for Rodon. Here comes the 2-1 offering to Muncy. And that is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 2-2. V-Rush says, just take him out. He's probably going to have to bite a bullet here. I would think he's probably going to be worked over to about 85 pitches before they decide to take him out, because they don't want to tax the bullpen. That becomes the question that you have to have, how you use your bullpen and manage your pen. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2. There's the old adage, sometimes you have to lose a game to win two, but you certainly don't want to blow your bullpen sideways, or you end up having to lose 2 games to win 1, or maybe lose all 3 games in a series like this. There is an art to managing the pen. So somebody's going to have to bite the bullet, and I would think that Rodon will have to get to about 85 pitches before they pull him. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and that is going to do it here mercifully for the Giants in their half, or the Dodgers half of the third inning, as Muncy has gone on strikes. There were 3 runs in the inning on 3 hits. There were no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We're now through 3 complete. It is the Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. It's the only Major League game on the docket left. Hang tight. We're glad you guys are with us. Here is our friend Dave at Zero Fox once again. Be sure to check him out.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's Mystery Pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and your support of our channel, and in turn, we support Dave. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. It's time to tip your hat to the Dodgers. Welcome back, everybody. We're moving to the top of the 4th inning. It's going to be Wilmer Flores, Jock Peterson, and Evan Longoria here to hit for the Giants in their half of the 4th inning. As Mitch White is coming in for inning number 4. White got himself into a bit of a jackpot with 2 outs in the last inning by walking the 2 hitters he had faced there. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Wilmer Flores. But he was able to retire Brandon Belt on a pop out to short. Flores tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to the shortstop his first time up. And here's the pitch from White. It is a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 1-1. Flores' average has slipped to 253 on the campaign. He bats from the right side against the right-handed throwing White. Rocks into the windup and delivers. It is a breaking ball that's check swing fouled over on the third base side, and the count remains now at 1-2 strikes. They do have the shift on for Flores, as they've got 3 fielders to the left field side of second base. As White gets the sign from his catcher Smith, and he rocks into the delivery, and there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2. Wilmer Flores is a former New York Met. Always remember that back in the day when Barry Bonds was the manager for the Mets. And somebody had said that Flores had been traded in the middle of the ball game, and Flores, as a young player, had started to break down and cry. There's a fastball swung on into center field. Racing in and making the sliding catch is Cody Bellinger. And Flores is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. Just to finish off that thought on Flores, he was really choked. And all of a sudden, somebody had a rumor. There was a Twitter rumor, and it kind of touched the heartstrings of the New Yorkers, because the New York fans really stood behind him in New York. And he played pretty well as a Met as well before he made his stop in Arizona. And this is his 3rd season now with the Giants. So here comes the left-handed hitting Jock Peterson. And he first pitches a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. Peterson 0 for 1 tonight. He popped out to the third baseman his first time up. Our friend Mick figures they'll take Rodon out in the 6th inning. I hope he can get to the 6th inning. If you're a San Francisco fan, here comes the offering from White. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is now 2-0. Speaking of guys that are going to stay in here, it would be Mitch White. Even though he is not allowed a hit and only a couple of walks, the command of his pitches are a little bit dicey right now. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. I wonder how long a leash that Dave Roberts will leave him in. That there's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 2-1. I do like some of the movement that White has on the baseball. He really has a lot of arm side run. There's also some sink to his pitches. You can see why their Dodgers do like the young right-hander. Here comes the 2-1 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on it. Is popped up over on the left side. Racing over is the shortstop, Trey Turner. He slides and he makes the catch as he slides onto the warning track, and that is going to retire Peterson for the 2nd out of the inning. If they would have had the third baseman Muncy there, with the 2nd strike, they decided to move Muncy to the right side of second base. So Turner had to come all the way from the shortstop position, and he slid on the grass and then onto the warning track to make the grab. It was a fantastic play. And that is going to retire Peterson for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Evan Longoria. And here comes the first offering to Longoria. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. Longoria tonight is 0 for 1. He grounded to the third baseman his first time up. His average has dipped to 243 on the campaign. Another fantastic look at that sliding grab by Trey Turner. If you're on Instagram later after the game and you think about Trey Turner, the way that he slides into the bases and sometimes towards home plate, that had some style to it as well. Count is now 1-1 to Longoria. Trey Turner, with his offensive play, has made a lot of people forget about Corey Seager, while his defensive play might be even better. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that misses down and away. The count is now 2-1. Our friend Mick says he's got Hanshin and SoftBank in his parlay. Now, tonight we've got the Golden Eagles and the Lions. I believe we're going to add that one to the docket. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left field. Just moving back underneath it is Trace Thompson. He makes the grab. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 4th inning. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We're now through 3.5. It is the Dodgers 5, the Giants no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Matt Hollis.
Well, you got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play. But you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the Los Angeles batting order to face the left-hander Carlos Rodon. That means it's going to be Trayce Thompson, Cody Bellinger, and Mookie Betts to get things going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Our friend V-Rush asked the question. He says, are you streaming the NPB today? And the answer to that is most likely yes. We were going to do it yesterday, but it just didn't feel like I was going to be able to make the whole game all the way through. It was a long day and a lot of work. So we are going to be back on the air again tonight, 2 o'clock Pacific time, 5 a.m. Eastern, if you want to come in and check it out. More than likely, I'll be the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. So if you're wanting to check around our Japanese baseball, we'd love to have you. So Thompson, Bellinger, and Betts to get things going. For Trayce Thompson, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He's got a double and an RBI. And he takes a 93-mile-an-hour fastball under the hands for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Thompson has raised his season average up to 232. He was acquired by the Dodgers out of the Detroit Tigers organization for cash. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-1. But Thompson is familiar with the Dodgers. Apparently not good enough for the Tigers, but good enough to be playing almost every day here for the Dodgers, as there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-1. Our friend Mick says the KBO MLB parlay should be a lock now. He was worried about the Dodgers. Well, the game's never over till it's over. I would be curious to see how White is able to continue here. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 3-1. It's always a bit strange when there's a bit of a layoff. Always a bit of a, as I say, a bit of a layoff when teams haven't played in 2 or 3 days. And how do you able to manage some of that stuff? So here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count. And we've got it at 3-2 now to Trayce Thompson. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rodon gets the sign from his catcher, wins, and now he rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It's going to be fouled away. It's going to reach the seats on the first base side of home plate. V-Rush says it's afternoon here during that game, so probably. Going to ask V-Rush what time it is, where he's at right now. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball that swung on and missed. And Thompson is retired on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Cody Bellinger. Mick says, I told you he's a weird one, the way he gets his outs. Yeah, Mitch White has been able to get his outs here tonight for sure. Most of the outs have been in the air, as we've said. Out of the 12 outs so far, there have only been 3 balls on the ground. 9 have been in the air. He has not struck anybody out tonight. And here's the first pitch to Bellinger. It swung on. It has popped up over on the left side of the infield. Camping out underneath it is the third baseman, Longoria. He's going to make the catch. And that's going to retire Bellinger for the second out of the inning. So Viresh says it's 9 o'clock in the morning where he's at. So probably about almost a 12-hour difference between us and you. So 2 gone here for the Dodgers in their fourth, and it's going to bring the top of the order, Mookie Betts, to the plate. Betts tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown out to left field both his times up to the plate. He's kept Jock Peterson busy out there. And here's the first pitch from Rodon. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. I would think that our friend, I think it was Mick, said he figures that he would go to the 6th inning, Rodon. And he might be right with that. If he can have an economical inning here and 1 through the 5th, then he may even sniff the 6th. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses inside to Betts. And the count is now 2-0. Mookie Betts batting from the right side against the left-handed throwing Rodon. Betts waggles the bat. And here comes the pitch. It is a changeup that misses upstairs. The count now goes to 3-0 on Betts. In Betts' career versus Rodon, they say he's only 1 for 19. And he has struck out 4 times. Our friend Vivid Life has popped in here. We welcome you for being here. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner, and the count goes to 3-1. We're going to be doing a double dip here tonight, Vivid Life, so hopefully you can come on back and catch us, as we are going to be doing the late night stream again. We're going to do the NPB game tonight. There's a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count goes to 3-2. Betts has started to reach down for his shin guard to make the move to go to first base, but that didn't happen there as the right hand of the home plate umpire went up and brought him back. So here comes the 3-2 offering now to Betts. Rodon delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 3-2. Our friend Demon Slayer is also in here. He says it's so unlike Rodon, although I have to say, based on his last outing against Milwaukee that I saw, it's kind of right on song with where he's at. I haven't seen a whole lot of Rodon this year. I think I caught him earlier in the season. He has had a pretty good year. It's a good signing for the Giants. So here's the 3-2, but instead he steps off the backside of the rubber. We're going to do this all over again. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mookie Betts. He gets himself a new baseball. He didn't like the one he had. So here comes the 3-2 offering as Betts gets himself set. Wins delivers the sign. And into the motion goes the lefty. He delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. And Mookie Betts is going to draw himself a 2-out walk, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Trey Turner. So Turner, 1 for 2 on the evening. He's got a single and a strikeout. He also came around and scored a run on that 2-run double that Luis Gonzalez had lost in the twilight sky off the bat of Justin Turner. So Trey Turner is batting .307 on the season. He's waiting on the first offering from the lefty Rodon. He kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly 1-0. As I said, I've been chirping all night about Trey Turner and how the Dodger fans have probably forgotten all about Turner. Or I should say Corey Seager. They haven't forgot about Turner. They have not skipped a beat. And there goes the runner down to second. The throw down to second is not in time. It's on the left field side of second base. It gets by the shortstop or the second baseman covering. And now the ball gets thrown into the infield, and it almost gets by the pitcher Rodon, and Wins is backing it up. So we're going to have to see how they're going to score it. I think it's going to be a stolen base for Betts. But he's going to go to third base on the poor throw by the catcher. We'll get the replay of it. Betts had that stolen cleanly. The throw was on the left field side of second base. Wilmer Flores couldn't come up with it. Tyro Estrada had to chase it down. He just hoists it back into the infield, and the ball ends up squirting past the fielder. And good thing it was the catcher Wins who was there as he was able to make the play. It happened to be Rodon the ball got by. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away by Turner, and the count is now 1-1. So some shoddy defensive play. And it is going to be a throwing error charged to Wins that allows Betts to go over to third base. It's the second error already of the ball game for the Giants. They got more errors than they do hits. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 1-2. Apparently the Giants haven't picked up the pace after the All-Star break here. Demon Slayer says, up until the Brewers game, Rodon had been lights out. There is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. He says, as a Bay Area resident and Giants fan, he and Webb are the Giants aces. I have to say, watching Logan Webb pitch is a lot of fun. Logan Webb, it's like he's playing live wiffle ball for the Giants on the mound at 90-plus miles an hour. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2. I really never dialed into Logan Webb until last year, and I got to see him a couple times last year, and really, really impressed with his stuff. A lot of sink, a lot of arm side run. It is very difficult to hit him, especially with all that late life on his fastball. Lots to like if you're a Giants fan. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count goes to 2-2 now on Turner. Not too many pitchers have that type of stuff. And sometimes the West Coast arms, they don't get the notoriety that some of the pitchers do on the East Coast. And that's because a lot of people on the East Coast are packing it in, getting ready for work the next morning. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is now 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Zero Fox says that Webb is way under most people's radar and highly underrated. I agree with that. Lots of free agent shortstops available in next year's class. Turner is one of them. Correa and Bogarts can opt out of their contracts. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball, swung on and missed, and Turner is gone on strikes for the second time tonight. The Dodgers threaten, but they do not score. There was no runs in the inning. There were no hits. There was an error, and there was 1 runner left on base. We are now through 4 complete. It is the Dodgers 4, the Giants. Let's check that. The Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this from our friend Steve again.
Hello, and we'll be right back to Last Straps Baseball after this brief message from me, Steve Rademacher. Thank you all for watching my channel and supporting me. Thank you all for supporting Freddie and Last Straps Baseball. He does an awesome job commentating. And to show you some more stuff that you could see on my channel, we have shiny Pokemon cards. We have Hall of Fame quarterbacks like Brett Favre. We have Bo Jackson playing baseball. That's right. That's his rookie card. Very nice. We even have gold. We have gold. We have wrestlers. That's Rowdy Piper. And yes, we even have Jason Stokes and many ways to destroy him. So now, thank you again. Back to your regular program with your host, Last Straps Baseball.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to go check him out after the game. We'll be back in just a few with the call of the top of the 5th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right with you. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the Giants batting order to face Mitch White. be Luis Gonzalez, Tyro Estrada, and Mike Yastrzemski to face the right-hander here. It has been a 12 outs so far recorded by White. He's got no strikeouts. 9 balls have been in the air. 3 have been on the ground. He has made it work for him here tonight. So Gonzalez is one of those ground ball outs. He grounded to the second baseman his first time up, and there is a breaking ball swung on its tap foul over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. Gonzalez on the season is batting .280. He's got 3 homers and 26 runs batted in. It's a really good crowd for a Thursday night in Los Angeles. This rivalry here between the Dodgers and the Giants brings out the best in people in California, and for that matter, all over the United States. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And that is going to sit down sit down Gonzalez for the first strikeout of the evening, as he is gone and recorded in the books for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the shortstop, Tyro Estrada. For Estrada tonight, he is 0 for 1. He has flown out to center field his first time up. His average has dipped to .258, and he's waiting on the offering from the right-hander White. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend the living room jumps in and says, listening to the mic'd up players in the All-Star game was fun. Here comes the pitch. It is a fastball swung on. It is popped up into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Mookie Betts, and he's going to make the grab, and that is going to retire Estrada for out number 2. I didn't really catch a whole lot of the All-Star game live. I listened to a little bit of it on the radio or the radio feed. But I did see that I did go back and watch Alek Manoah, the Blue Jays, mic'd up. Like he was having a lot of fun out there as he struck out the side in his 1 inning of work. He'll be able to go home and tell a lot of war stories to his friends and family from his first All-Star game appearance. There's a first pitch breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski has seen his average dip to .234 on the season. He's 0 for 1 tonight as he's popped to the first baseman his first time up, and he takes a fastball inside. The count goes to 1-1. I'm not sure if there were people that, if I was playing or would put in a position to wear a mic, I would be as G-rated as some of these others. There's a breaking ball that is tap foul over on the first base side. The count goes to 1-2. It would be No Filter Friday, a once staple of Steve Rademacher's channel. If you're ever into a No Filter Friday, Steve would be the guy, as he drops all the different 4-letter words with different enunciations. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the third base umpire. They say he didn't go. The count is now 2-2. I always get a good kick out of it. The third base, the umpires even wear numbers. The third base umpire is Malaki Moore. He wears number 108. And he's wearing number 108. It makes it really difficult to chirp the umpire. Hey, number 108. And then I don't know if people know what to say after that. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into right field. Drifting back in front of the warning track is Mookie Betts, and he's going to haul it in. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 5th inning. They go quietly. There were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We are now through 4.5 innings. It's the Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call at the bottom of the 5th inning after this when we return. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Steve says a new No Filter will drop tomorrow. Oh boy, that could be entertaining.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Appreciate you there, Steve. We'll be back in just a moment, and we'll talk more about his No Filter Friday. It is definitely not kid-friendly. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's going to be Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, and Justin Turner to face the left-hander Carlos Rodon. It's been a bit of a hard luck game for Rodon here. Some of it he's done to himself. Some of it has been done by his teammates to him. The first run of the ball game was a home run by Freddie Freeman on 2 strikes that I'm sure if you ask Rodon, he would want that one back. And then Trace Thompson doubled home a hands for Alberto in the second inning to increase the lead to 2-0. But it was with 2 outs when there was a routine fly ball to right field that Luis Gonzalez lost in the dusk and the skies of Los Angeles. That ended up cashing in a couple of runs and ended up leading to 3 runs. And that's been pretty much the backbreaker so far tonight for the Giants. So Freeman, Smith, and Turner here to face the lefty Rodon, who kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into center field, but not as deep as the one that he hit earlier. It's going to go right to the glove of the center fielder Yastrzemski, and Freeman is gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher Will Smith. There is action. It is Junior Marte in the San Francisco bullpen, and the way he's getting heated up, it looks like he is going to be coming in for the 6th inning. So 1 gone here, and Will Smith steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He takes a first pitch fastball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Will Smith has struck out both of his times to the dish against the lefty Rodon. Yeah, Rodon rocks into the motion and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. It's tap foul. The first base side of home plate, and that's going to keep the count now at 0-2. The number of strikeouts in this one for Rodon today, I've got him in my books at having 6 so far through the first 4 innings. But they have him at 7 on the big board, so I must have missed something somewhere. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-2. Probably the strike him out where they had to throw out a runner Turner back in the second inning. I just mark it a little bit differently in my score sheets, but there is the 7th. Here comes the offering. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is now 2-2 to Smith. Our friend Sean says if he finishes the 5th, he'll be at his contractual opt-out threshold. Yeah, pretty much. He's up to 88 pitches now, and one would have to think it'll be the bullpen time for the Giants. On the flip side, Mitch White is yet to allow a base hit here as they go into the 6th inning. He'll start to get into the deeper water. As I said, he's got some interesting stuff, but I'd be kind of curious to see how much of a leash that Dave Roberts will allow the right-hander to go. I'm sure Dave Roberts' computer will tell him otherwise when he has to stay and when he has to go. And here comes the 2-1. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into deep left field. On the warning track is Peterson. He signals off that he's going to make the catch. And that is going to be out number 2 here. Smith gave it a ride, but not far enough. Sean says, I literally meant he had an innings pitched threshold. Oh, wow. At the end of the year, that's probably where it is. Yeah, I remember there was something that he has an opt-out in the contract. I think it was only a 2-year deal. Well, I'm not sure. I think he might be able to bet on himself here. If Rodon can pitch like he's pitched, he might be able to up the money that he gets in the contract. There's a fastball ticket for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. That might be something to keep your eye on if he says, hey, I completed this year, I want more money. And the way he's pitched this year, he might be able to command it. There's the 0-1 offering, and there's a breaking ball that is dropping in for a called strike, and the count is 0-2. You know, with the inflation that we have today, whatever he's making, $23 million, you know, that may not cut it in today's world. You might have to go out and be able to get yourself a few more. There's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that's down to the dirt, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Turner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As we say, we do appreciate everybody who checks into the channel. We're going to be back a little bit later tonight with some NPB action, so maybe you guys can pop in the middle of the night and join us for that one too. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It is a fastball that misses up and away to Turner, and the count is 2-2. And just as I suspected, Caleb Ferguson is up in the Dodger bullpen and throwing. Said Mitch White, I'm curious to see how long they would let him roll out for. Interested to see if they'll make that change. There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Coming in on it is Gonzalez. He's got room, he's got space, and he makes the grab. And that is going to do it here in the 5th inning for the Los Angeles Dodgers. They had no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now 5 complete. It is the Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the top of the 6th. Let's see if they stay with Mitch White or if they decide that they're going to go to the bullpen. Interesting moves all around. We'll be right back in just a couple moments, everybody, after this from our friend Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Here we go, everybody. Here's a little bit of country music to get the blood flowing. We'll be back with the top of the 6th in just a moment with the Cherokee Shuffle. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 6th inning. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the batting order coming up for the San Francisco Giants. That means Austin Wynns, Lamont Wade Jr., and Brandon Belt. The right-hander Mitch White is still in the ballgame. He has been sensational tonight. He has only allowed 2 base runners tonight on back-to-back walks by Austin Wynns and Lamont Wade Jr. back in the 3rd inning. So here he goes, ready to go back to work. Our friend Zero Fox Sports, as there's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0, says that Steven Matz had a similar things with the Mets a few years ago and voided it when he pitched for them in the playoffs. Yeah, there's some interesting opt-out clauses or unique ones that we've witnessed here in the last little bit, and it's not always about performance. There's a fastball swung on it, missed, and the count now goes to 1-1. Our friend V-Rash asks a good question. He says, if football is more popular in the U.S., how do baseball players have higher contracts? It's a good question, and there's a couple of ways to look at it. Here's a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. On a football roster, there's about 45 players on an active roster. Then you have the injured list. You have the practice squad. Just the amount of players. And then on a major league roster, you've got 26 active players plus their injuries. So typically speaking, there's less players. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted into center field. It's going to be down for a base hit. And Austin Wynns is aboard for the second time tonight. But this time it is a single, and that is going to break up the no-hit bid. And that's going to bring Dave Roberts out of the bullpen, as that is going to be the end of the night for the young right-hander Mitch White, as he gets himself a standing ovation. And so we're going to be back in just a couple moments. White is getting the high fives. It looks like it's going to be Caleb Ferguson coming in. We'll be right back here in just a few minutes, everybody. We appreciate y'all for being here. Pitching change in Los Angeles. Hold tight. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change. This is going to be the fourth season that the left-hander Caleb Ferguson has been with the Dodgers. The 25-year-old on the year. This is going to be his 11th appearance. He's worked 9 innings. He's allowed 2 hits, walked 4, and struck out 6. And he will be taking over here for the right-hander Mitch White, whose day is done. A great performance tonight by Mitch White. He'll be responsible for the runner Austin Wynns at first base. That is where the change is. So back to the question by V-Rush, there's a couple of more things. Yeah, there are salary caps in the National Football League. These salary caps prevent players from making more than what maybe they should, or depending on who you ask, or maybe they're capped on because the owners are capping themselves on what they spend. The size of the television contracts, football has a very lucrative contract as well, and they've only played 17 games in a regular season, plus 3 exhibition, plus the playoffs. And so the owners have got themselves a pretty good gig over there. With Major League Baseball, there are 162 games and 81 at home, 81 on the road, and more games, more potential for revenue coming in through the day-to-day games, especially in cities like New York or Los Angeles. Here you are in the middle of July, and you got pretty close to full capacity with this game. So Ferguson's completed his warm-up tosses, and now we're ready to get back at it here. And it is going to be a pinch hitter in Darren Ruff coming up to bat for the designated hitter Lamont Wade Jr. Ruff is hitting .227 on the year. So he is in, and Wade Jr. is out. The first pitch is a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Ruff was a former Philadelphia Philly. He actually had a tour overseas for a year. Ruff had to use himself to bounce back into the big leagues. A fastball that misses inside. He was one of those guys who went over to the Korean League season. Actually, he spent a couple of seasons over there with the Samsung Ball Club. 2017, 18, and 19. Was able to bounce his way back with the Giants. And he's been productive with the Giants. This year, maybe not as much as in years past. There's the 1-1 offering. As Ferguson delivers, it's a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 1-2. He left Philadelphia after the 2016 season. He posted 38, 32, and 35 home runs for Samsung in the Korean League. And then he got himself a contract back with the Giants in the 2020 season. He performed adequately well there, and he had another good year last year. He had 16 homers last season in the Giants uniform. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that just misses low. The count is now 2-2 to Ruff. That pitch there looked like the K-zone called it a strike. And Dave Roberts sure wasn't very happy as he's letting the home plate umpire know. One thing you can see is the up-down. You can't see the in-out. But they'll let you know if they got that pitch or not. I actually thought it looked kind of low, or at least the catcher, Smith, made it look lower than what it was. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2 to Ruff. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sean makes a good point. He says, I think the investment from the prospect to the show and how few guys can actually make it plays into that as well. Yeah, you think of some of the money that gets tossed around, especially even to the international prospects. Does play into a factor as well. I think of the Minnesota Twins when they drafted Byron Buxton and the money that they threw his way. They were able to get Max Kepler for $400,000. And basically, Kepler has been a better return. There's a fastball that misses inside. The count's 3-2. You got Kepler out of Germany for $400,000. And the bonus you had to give to Buxton was a 7-digit bonus. And both of them have played, obviously, in the big leagues. And really, in some ways, it's hard to tell the difference. You might argue that Kepler's had a better career. So here comes the 3-2 offering to Ruff. As Ferguson checks the runner at first. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that's taken for a called third strike. Ruff stood there like the house by the side of the road and watched it go by, and he's gone for out number 1. I don't think he necessarily liked the call, but that pitch looked pretty good. He was kind of fortunate that he wasn't banged earlier. And he is history for out number 1. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Brandon Belt. Our friend Mick says he's on his way to work. The brother-in-law is blaring music, so I can't hear you, but he's still here. We appreciate that. As long as the brother-in-law is putting out some good music, we're okay with that. So here comes the offering to Brandon Belt. And the lefty Ferguson delivers. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. And the count is 1-0. I was saying the game tomorrow in Seattle is a sellout, and I don't have a ticket. I was looking at StubHub now as the game's on Ticketmaster, who the Mariners use as their number 1 provider, has announced that they've got the game sold out. But the game's on StubHub. There's a pile of tickets over there. Here comes the pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. But the tickets, the lowest ticket on StubHub was $81 Canadian money. When I checked in earlier today, now it's down to 76. Hoping by the morning it falls down to about 45. But you can see that Major League Baseball is playing around with these different ways in which to sell their tickets and create demand. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Belt. But it's certainly not going to be a full house if there's that many tickets on StubHub for that price. And here comes the 1-1 offering from Ferguson as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count goes to 2-1 to Belt. I did pick up the ticket for Saturday's game. And Saturday's game, I don't know who the Mariners are going to throw, but I'm already hyped because Justin Verlander is going to get the ball on Saturday. So that right there is worth the price of admission. Here comes the 2-1 offering. Ferguson kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on. It is pop foul. It's going to reach the seats just behind home plate, and that's going to keep the count at 2-2. Vivid Life says, I think we need to vote on more gene companies having odd numbers sizes offered. I don't know where that came out of, but I can tell you this. For me, I'm always either a size in between. I've either got to gain 5 pounds or lose 5 pounds. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. Ferguson checks the runner at first and he delivers. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Brandon Belt goes down on strikes for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to Wilmer Flores. So I know that feeling for sure. Either going to add a couple of more loops to the belt, get the nail out, and add a couple of more holes. So Flores steps to the plate. He's 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to short, and he's flown out to center field. And here comes the first offering from Caleb Ferguson, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. I'll tell you some favorable calls tonight for the Los Angeles Dodgers by the home plate umpire. The home plate umpire tonight is Lance Barrett. He's gone up with the right hand a few times for the Dodgers, where I'm not sure I would necessarily agree. So here's the 0-1 offering. It's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side, and the count now is 0-2 to Flores. Ball is picked up by the third baseman, Muncy, and he throws it over the netting into the stands. Our friend Vivid Life says he just had some ladies at the hotel tell me that men are lucky because our pockets are deeper. Well, that reminds me of a funny YouTube short I saw today. There was a fastball swung on. It has popped into right field. Camping out underneath it is Betts. He makes the grab, and I'll come back to you in just a minute here and tell him why. And that is going to retire Flores for the third out of the inning. There was no runs. There was a hit that broke up the no-hitter. There were no errors and one runner left aboard. We're now through 5.5. It is the Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. I'll come back with why men's pockets are deeper with this after this. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us.
Hello, guys. Steve Rademacher coming at you. I'm having my 500 subscriber giveaway if we get there by the end of this year. That's my name and my channel, Steve Rademacher. All you have to do is be publicly subscribed, and then you can enter to win once we hit the magic number. Either an unopened, still sealed box of Star Trek official trading cards, Next Generation and Original Series. If that's not your cup of tea, we have Fleer Adrenaline with a Deer Dick rookie card. I have pulled out an autograph from one of these, and there are relics. If that's not your thing, how about an unopened box of 1987 Donruss Baseball? Just come watch me, subscribe, and enjoy the show. Thank you.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And hopefully Steve will get to 500 before the end of the calendar year. It's not an easy task to be able to do it, but that is Steve Rademacher's goal. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in 30 with the call of the bottom of the sixth inning. Glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the sixth inning, and there is a pitching change for the Giants. Carlos Don's day is done. As he is finished for the evening. It'll be Marte coming on in relief. This is going to be Junior Marte as he takes over here. They have for Marte on the season. This is going to be his 18th ball game. He's worked 23 innings. He's allowed 24 hits. 15 runs, 13 of which have been earned. He has 10 walks and 20 strikeouts. His ERA is a bit fluffed up at 5.09. But Junior Marte on in relief, and he is going to be facing Hanser Alberto, Max Muncy, and Trace Thompson here in the Dodgers' sixth inning. So Junior Marte is in. Rodon is done. I'll have to check this out. It looks like it could be Gavin Lux coming in to hit for Hanser Alberto, and that's exactly who it is. So Hanser Alberto's day is done. That's what happens when you go 2 for 2 in the ball game. As the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Lux is batting .292 on the season. He's got 4 homers and 22 RBIs. So Hanser Alberto has a single, a double, an RBI, and a run scored And now we're going to sit him down the rest of the way. I don't get it. Here's a fastball swung on it, is lifted into left field. Moving over underneath it is Peterson. He's going to make the catch, and that is going to do it here for out number 1. So I said in the last half inning that I would talk about why men's pockets are deeper. If you get a chance, there is a gal, I think she's out of Australia, and she does these little shorts. And her name is Michaela, and I don't know what that is, but if you Google her, or not you Google her, but if you YouTube search her, you'll be able to pull up, and she gives you the explanation. I think it was today or yesterday that she explained why men's pockets are deeper than women's. It's a 30 or 60-second short. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Max Muncy. Of course, she's got quite the sense of humor, the young lady. She puts out content almost every day. I don't know why it came up onto my feed, but I get a good chuckle out of her now and then. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 2-0. She's not blonde, but she sure can act like it sometimes. Our friend JG50 says Steve Rademacher is great people. Absolutely. Our friend V-Rush says, I like the whole concept of sports leagues like in America, whereas in cricket, we don't have cricket leagues, but international cricket is considered the highest level. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector has jumped in. There's a fastball that misses down to Muncy. 3-0 now to Max. He says, which draft picks have signed? Well, there haven't been too many in the first round. Kumar Rocker literally signed the first day, and there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 3-1. He came under slot. He signed for about $5.2 million. And I forget the pick right after him. I think it was Drew Jones. Andrew Jones's son also signed, but I think he was right at slot money, or he was either the pick before Rocker. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 3-2 to Muncy. When I looked through the whole first round, that was it. And then there wasn't anybody until about the third round who signed. I believe it was an Atlanta Brave third rounder signed right at slot. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. But those are the ones that have been announced. I have seen that. I also heard today that Brock Porter, the 4th round pick of the Texas Rangers, who was mocked to go in the top 20, and there's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, that he signed for $4 million. And then, so that's going to be an over slot deal for Porter. Porter is a kid who pitched at Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the state of Michigan. He was one of their better arms. Our friend Alexander Leggett's in the house tonight, going as Fluby Badoop. He says he thinks that the Nats signed a couple of nobodies. Yeah, I stopped looking after the 5th round. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Whoa, that was nasty. Junior Marte threw a four-seam fastball that had some backdoor run on it. And Muncy he knew as soon as it crossed the plate, he was done. That was very, very impressive. I haven't seen that out of Marte in any of his pitches here since he's come in. That's going to bring up the left fielder, Trace Thompson. Jones signed. They may see him soon in Visalia. I wonder whether they'll assign him. I would think they're going to send him to rookie ball to get acclimatized. There's a breaking ball that catches the outside corner for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I would think probably the old proverbial maybe 20 to 40 at-bats before they move along. Maybe not even 40, maybe 20 to 30 at-bats, and then quickly move them up before the end of the season. There's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-1 to Trace Thompson. Thompson is 1 for 2 tonight. He doubled home a run in the 2nd inning, and he struck out back in the 4th. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 1-2. Yeah, our friend CV Baseball Collector said the Arizona complex and then maybe Visalia. I think they did that. Some of the teams have done that in years past. I see Jordan Lawler was promoted to the high A team in the Northwest League with, I believe, Hillsborough this year. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to short. Estrada fields it. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Thompson on a ground out. 6-3 for the 3rd out of the inning, and that will do it. As there were no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard, we are now through 6 complete innings. It is the Dodgers 5, the Giants nothing. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the call. We're glad you guys could pop in and join us tonight. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Here is our friend Matt again.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of our channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds after this with all the action. Top of the 7th coming up. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be Jock Peterson, Evan Longoria, and Luis Gonzalez. The Dodgers had gone to the bullpen, and they brought in Caleb Ferguson to pitch in the 6th inning, and he is going to carry on here. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector said, yeah, Lawler was promoted. He went 2 for 17, and then back he went down to Visalia. There was a first pitch breaking ball that is down in the dirt, and the count is 1-0 to Peterson. Peterson tonight is 0 for 2. He has popped out to third and popped to short his 2 times to the plate. Our friend Alexander says, I just want Brady House to make it big. Now that I got his Bowman Chrome card, he's invested. There you go. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. That was a card that we sent out to Alex. He bought something off of our YouTube page, I believe, or maybe not. Maybe it was just a straight-up purchase. We shipped it out to him. We thank you for your support on that. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As Ferguson holds at the chest, and now he delivers to Peterson. It's a fastball taken for a call and strike at the knees. And the count is 1-2. Fluby says, I thought he was already due to be a middle of the lineup guy. Oh, yeah, maybe it was from a YouTube video, actually. Yeah, we did one of those breaks. We're going to do a couple of breaks that we've already finished off. I'm going to be posting them up to YouTube here in the next day or so. And the reason for that is there's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into shallow left field. Coming underneath it is the left fielder, Thompson. He makes the grab, and Peterson is retired for the first out of the inning. As I mentioned earlier, going to be in Seattle tomorrow. Hopefully you'll be able to watch the Mariners and the Astros. Don't have a ticket for that one. It's a sellout as the Mariners are looking for win number 15. I think they're going to get it tomorrow night. They face Framber Valdez. It'll be Marco Gonzalez going to the hill. And it looks like we're going to have a break in the action as Caleb Ferguson's night is done. He goes a inning and a third. Retired everybody he faced, and it looks like it's going to be Phil Bickford coming into the ballgame. Hang tight, everybody. It's still 5-0. Bickford coming in. Ferguson's day is done. We'll be right back in about 30 seconds with all of that update.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change. It is going to be Phil Bickford entering the ball game. He'll be the third pitcher used tonight by the manager, Dave Roberts. Bickford on the season. He's not having as good a year as he did last year. Last year, he had a breakout season at the big league level. This year, he has worked 30 1/3 innings, allowing 27 hits, 17 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 28. He has a 1-run record, but he's got a fluffed up ERA at 5.04. This is going to be his 33rd appearance of the season. And he's going to be facing Evan Longoria here with 1 out in the 7th inning. I'll just continue chatting with the chat as we have here. Our friend Mick says, what did he miss? Absolutely nothing. Although he did give up the first hit of the ball game, did Mitch White, and then he was pulled. That was in the 6th inning. Our friend CV Baseball Collector says, yeah, 15 in a row. Yeah, they won 14 just before the break. So lots of excitement going on in Seattle at this point in time. When you think about some of that stuff, it was absolute craziness. And J-Rod, of course, with his performance in the All-Star game, giving the Mariner faithful something to get excited about. So lots of stuff in Seattle. I wish it was another week away that they would have had some of that stuff. Our friend Alexander says, I wonder where Peterson's going to go after the Giants. He doesn't think he'll stay there. I agree. Here comes the first pitch from Bickford. It's a fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I was lamenting a little bit earlier on about how he really is filling out a uniform and maybe not all the right ways. Jock Peterson, I was rather surprised by it, actually. I would have thought that he would have been in a better shape, but he doesn't look like he's in the best of shape. There's a fastball again, taken for a strike, and the count's now 0-2 to Longoria. Yep, that's pretty much about it, is Ferguson being the pitching change. Ferguson came in and pitched well. He's pitched really well this year. And here comes the offering from Bickford. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. If it stays fair, it's trouble, and it is gone. A home run for Evan Longoria. He has broken the ice for the Giants, and it is a solo shot to put them on the board, and they've cut into the lead at 5-1. I think Bickford's going to want that back because that was on an 0-2 offering that Longoria did a great job of keeping the hands inside and turning that one around. So the score now 5-1. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Luis Gonzalez. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says, Manana going to see another LMP Aguilas de Veracruz versus Mexico City Diablos. Interesting. Sean says, at least it's not a shutout. Yeah, they're going to need some instant runs to get back into this one. There's a first pitch fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Gonzalez. Gonzalez 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to second, and he has struck out. But the defensive play where he lost the ball in the twilight that led to 3 Dodger runs has really been the difference. There's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count is 1-1. Friend Fluby says LMB was rigged by the cartels, he thought. Well, I got to tell you, a friend of mine told me the story years ago. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 2-1, where he had opportunity to go across to the and I'd have to go back and look it up, but there was a former major league player who got caught up in some of that stuff. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 3-1. And was a pitcher, if I'm not mistaken. And it jogs my memory, but I have to go and do a little bit of research, or I'll just call my buddy as I'm driving down to Seattle tomorrow to get him to let me know what that was. He told me that he turned down the league. He didn't really want to go over there and take that risk. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 3-2. I had some friends years ago. One buddy of mine, he used to umpire in the Dominican League. He was doing the Dominican League in the Winter League when Yoenis Cespedes had made was just before he came to Oakland. And he was telling a story about how there were reports of one of the other umpire crews that when they got back to the hotel in the lobby, there were gamblers that were waiting for him in the lobby with guns out and everything else. There's a fastball that misses upstairs to Gonzalez, and he's aboard with a walk. And just like that, there's some action here for the Giants on the base paths. Ironically, as I talk about Cespedes, he has the third largest annual average contract of all time. So I'll see if he can jog my memory on the pitcher without having to Google it. I don't even know if I could Google and find it. But yeah, that was the problem. There were some of the umpires in the Dominican League, as they go down for training purposes, didn't want to be there at all because obviously they wanted better security, or they had to go. I had another friend of mine who did the Venezuelan Winter League one year. He really enjoyed it. But again, you're not exactly walking the streets of Caracas at 2 a.m, flashing your gold chain and your jewelry. It was very, very dangerous. And so Thairo Estrada steps to the plate with the runner on first and 1 out. Estrada is 0 for 2 tonight. He's flown to center and flown to right. Our friend Squid Games Sports Talk jumps in. He says, raise up. Well, maybe not in this one, but the Giants are trying to claw their way back into it. And here comes the offering from Bickford. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. And that is going to run the count quickly to 0-1 on Estrada. Estrada's average has dipped to 257 on the season. He got the nod at shortstop tonight. Gonzalez establishes his lead over at first. They do have action in the Dodger bullpen as Alex Vesia is there. We thank the Squid Games for becoming a new subscriber to our channel. We appreciate you for that. Hopefully you'll come on back later when we're doing the game at the middle of the night with the NPB action, our Japanese stuff. As the fastball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1 on Estrada. Our friend Alex says it's sad, but when it happens in the minor leagues or any sports, way more money in rigging games than playing fair. There was another situation. This is going back about 17 years ago. Maybe 15 years ago. In Savannah, Georgia, here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down. Count is now 2-1 to Estrada. The minor league umpiring crew, and I think Savannah, Georgia, if I'm not mistaken, they had a team in the South Atlantic League in the Sally. And the umpires that came back to their hotel, and somebody had broken into the hotel and into one of the rooms, and they had grabbed the young umpire and they robbed them. They had their pistols drawn and put their umpires into the bathroom, or the one umpire in the bathroom had his head over the toilet with a gun drawn on him. They basically cleaned them out. Here comes the 2-1 pitch now to Estrada. As Bickford is ready to deliver, he kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field for a base hit, and the Giants have something going here as they now have 2 aboard. That's going to bring Mike Yastrzemski to the plate. So there's 2 on and 1 out. And Bickford has got himself into some difficulty here. Yastrzemski is 0 for 2 tonight. He's popped to the first baseman and flown out to right. The catcher Will Smith is on his way to the mound to have a few words with Bickford. And now Dave Roberts gets out of his chair and he's making his way out to the mound. We may have ourselves yet another pitching change. And he is. He's calling to the bullpen. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments here. It is going to be Alex Vesia coming in. We'll get you that in just a moment. We appreciate you guys for being here. I'll come back and chat with the chat after this change is over. Here's our friend at Zero Fox Sports again. And he'll help you out. Make sure you go visit Dave. Let him know we sent you, and you'll be entered for a free pack of mystery cards.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Fox Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you got to do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and your support of our channel. In turn, we'd like to support Dave at Zero Fox in the Game Changer Lounge. Check him out after the game. Well, we've got Alex Vesia coming into the game. He has worked 28 and 2/3 innings this year. He's allowed 27 hits, 11 runs, 10 of which have been earned. He's got 15 walks and 37 strikeouts to his name. He does have a 1-0 record at a 3.14 ERA, so he's coming in a tough situation. This will be his 36th appearance out of the bullpen. And he's slated to be facing the left-handed hitting Mike Yastrzemski. So we'll keep our eye here to see if there will be a pinch hitter on this one. As we go back to the chat, our friend, the Squid Game Sports Talk says, why did the Rays pull Blake Snell out of Game 6 of the World Series? They must have been using the same computer that Dave Roberts has, because they were pretty quick to take out Mitch White tonight, who was basically cruising along through 5 innings. He gives up his first hit, and they race out to the bullpen. You know, they think analytics are an important part of the game, but they shouldn't be the only part of the game. It's something that I always keep my eye on for sure. Our friend Alex says that a lot of Dominicans and South Americans these days, a lot of talent come from those places, 100%. And you can also understand why Major League Baseball, with certainly the not being stable in Venezuela, where they pulled out pretty much all their academies. It looks like we are going to get ourselves a pinch hitter. It looks like it's going to be Austin Slater coming in to hit for Mike Yastrzemski, but we'll wait till that's officially announced. Slater will be entering the ball game in replacement of Yastrzemski. I have a good friend of mine who's Venezuelan, who lives in this area here, and he was going through some tough times about 13, 14 years ago, when he went down to see family and stay with family. And he came back and told me the story that he was literally walking down the street and somebody ripped the chain off his neck. And, just nothing special, just the gold chain that a lot of people would wear, or, not a big one, nothing really super fancy. He goes, somebody came up behind, boom, ripped and dashed, and they were out of there. And so, you go into certain places of the world where poverty is certainly a little bit more significant. And that's unfortunate sometimes when you see things like that. So Slater steps to the plate. This is going to be his first at bat of the evening. And it looks like Yermin Mercedes is going to move into the on-deck circle. And here's the first pitch. It is a breaking ball that comes down, and it hits the batter, Slater, right on the top of the foot. And that is going to load the bases here. And we've got trouble brewing in Los Angeles as they have the bases loaded, do the Giants. And the Yerminator is going to be stepping to the plate, Yermin Mercedes. So he is going to be coming in to pinch hit for Austin Wynns. Same thing we said a minute ago. How do you reward somebody? Well, Gavin Lux was rewarded, or I would say that Hanser Alberto was rewarded by having 2 hits tonight by being pinch hit for by Gavin Lux. And now you've got Austin Wynns, who's been on twice tonight with a single and a walk. Yermin Mercedes is going to come to bat here. So Mercedes is hitting .250 on the season. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. And here comes the first offering to Mercedes. And it's a fastball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I think if I'm the Yerminator, I want that one back. JG50 says he's loving the stream. Well, we appreciate you for being here, and maybe he'll come back for the double dip later on when we do our Japanese stuff. Demon Slayer says, poverty due to socialism. Yeah, it's a social question that we could be talking on hours about. There's a fastball swung on and missed. The count is now 0-2. So the Yerminator in the hole early here. It's Darren Ruff who waits his turn on deck. Both Mercedes and Ruff have the ability to put the ball in the seats. So here comes the 0-2 offering. He kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. Vivid Life makes a very good point. He says, I really underestimate how desperate poverty causes people to be. You get into situations where people have to suddenly steal To be able just to survive, that becomes a real problem. Here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball swung and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Sean says, what's the NPB game tonight? NPB is the Nippon Professional League. We'll do those as well. That's our bread and butter. Our bread and butter is the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles and the Saitama Cebu Lions. It'll be a lot of fun in the Japanese stuff tonight. That's going to go at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern if you're still up to join us. So here comes the 1-2 offering. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined foul into the netting just past the first base dugout. It keeps the count at 1-2. Alexander says he'd love some NPB tonight. We were going to do it last night, as Yermin Mercedes is going to go and get a new bat, as that one was broken as he fouled that one off. Just didn't think I could do a proper call of the game, as I needed to get some rest. It was a long day yesterday. So Vivid says he'll be there, and we'll be happy to have you with us. So 1-2 strikes. Mercedes is certainly a double play candidate. And here comes the offering from the lefty Vesia. He holds at the chest, and now he delivers. It's a fastball that misses way upstairs, and the count now goes even to 2-2. Well, one's going to have to expect that Mercedes is going to get a good pitch to hit here. There's nowhere to put him. So 2-2, he's got to bring him something decent. Dodger fans who were cruising to a 5-0 lead, it is certainly in jeopardy here with the bases loaded and only one gone. Mercedes waggles the bat. The lefty Vesia gets the sign from his catcher Smith. And Vesia holds, and now he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that he went chasing way up in the zone. He swung at ball 3, but Vesia will take it. That's going to be a strikeout for out number 2, and that's going to bring up the top of the order and the designated hitter, Darren Ruff. Our friend Alex says double play. Well, I think you missed the double play on that one. Sean says, maybe I'll turn it on if I roll over in the middle of the night. Well, if this game went extra innings, we might just roll right into that game. But I don't think that's going to happen here, as we got Ruff stepping to the plate. He struck out looking his first time up. We were talking about him a few minutes ago. He spent 3 years in the KBO. They do have the defense over to the shifted to 3 fielders on the left side. He swings and misses at a first pitch fastball, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Ruff. Ruff is hitting .226 on the campaign. One would have to think that Yermin Mercedes' night will be over, as he came in to pinch hit. He'll probably be looking for another catcher, although Mercedes was a catcher in the minors, and he has caught in the past. I really don't think that's where he is going to be best served with the Giants. Here's the 1-1 offering. It's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count's now 2-1 to Ruff. Check that 1-1 to Ruff. A little bit ahead of myself here. Might be a premonition. Our friend CV Baseball Card Collector says, smash the like. Well, we appreciate that. We're on the quest to 1,000 subscribers. It's been really kind of cool to watch it move along here. We're at, I think, 912 now under our belt. Hoping by the end of August to be there. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 2-1. Been just knocking them off here left and right lately, and it's been a lot of fun having the people in the chat. In some ways, I have mixed reviews. I watch some channels sometimes, and I see people where they have a lot of people in the channel. I always said about 20 to 30 people listening in would be perfect. It keeps us being able to manage the chat, engage with our group, where things don't get too crazy. So here comes the 2-1 offering. And there is a fastball swung on. This is lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats. Interesting. I don't know what's going on in LA, but a lot of people have their phones out. They got a lot of light going on out there. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Ruff. And they're back up on their feet, waving their lights here. I feel like I'm at a 1970s rock concert. People with their cigarette lighters up in the air. Instead, it's their phone lights. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And Vesia kicks and delivers. It's a fastball. This ball is drilled to deep left field. Moving back on the warning track and looking up, and this game is tied. A home run, a grand slam for Darren Ruff, as he made no mistake and sends that into the second row in left field. Absolutely smashed. And we got ourselves a brand new ball game here in Los Angeles with the score now all knotted up at 5, as Darren Ruff has gone yard with a grand slam. You could see off the crack of the bat that looked like it was going to have the legs, and it got out in a big hurry. And now that is going to even the score. We're all knotted up at 5s. And that's going to bring Brandon Belt to the plate. So Vesia certainly has not done his job here. As we get the replay on that one into row number 2. So there's still 2 gone with Belt stepping to the dish. And here's the first pitch from Vesia. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Yeah, I think Demon Slayer says the parlay guy is tripping. Yeah, he did. He probably is. Poor Mick. He hasn't checked back in here. I don't know if he wants to check back in. Not yet, anyway. All of a sudden, that ticket that he was talking about earlier is in big-time jeopardy. As a fastball swung on and missed. Count goes down to 1-1. You could just feel the way that this game was going. The runs that the Dodgers were able to score, 3 of them were absolute gifts. And now, of course, the Giants' offense is waking up here late. So what a great turn! What an interesting turn of events here. And here comes the pitch, and Belt squares to bunt. And he takes a breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is now 1-2. Our friend V-Rush says he plays in a fantasy league, so he's off the hook for the Carlos Rodon loss. Rodon probably is able to sleep a little bit better at night. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think people might want to put their phones away next time. That didn't seem to work. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Again, Belt squares to bunt, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner of the plate, and he is going to be gone for out number 3, as he is called down looking. But there was damage, and a lot of it here in the 7th inning. There were 5 San Francisco runs on the benefit of 3 hits. 2 of those were homers. Longoria, who had the first run, and then the grand slam by Ruff. There were no errors and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th inning. Got a brand new ball game here, guys. It is now 5-5. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a moment. After this, we're glad you guys could be here with us. Here's Matt again.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just 1 roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Appreciate you, Matt Hollis, and all that you do. We'll be back in just a couple moments, everybody. After this, from our friend, for our friend Dave at Zero Fox Sports. Check him out, guys.
Thanks for checking out Freddie and Last Raps Baseball. It's time to announce the winners of this month's Mystery Pack. Boom! Josh S., you're the winner. Congratulations. Enjoy the game, and remember to tell Steve Rademacher, pick a haircut. Back to the game.
Appreciate you there, Dave, and we appreciate your support of the channel. Our friend Alex asked the question. He goes, you don't know what the Dodgers win streak is at. It was at 4. They've won 9 of their last 10. This game has been really entertaining tonight as the grand slam by Darren Ruff has evened it all up. As we are now tied at 5. We are going now to the bottom of the 7th inning. It'll be Cody Bellinger, Mookie Betts, and Trey Turner. We are anticipating that there could be yet another pitching change for the Giants. I have a feeling we're not going to be disappointed. It is going to be Brabia that is coming in and out for the Giants. As Marte's day is done. If I say this correctly, is John Brebbia be his name? As Brebbia is now in relief. We saw him pitch in that Milwaukee game the other night, and he's got a bit of an awkward delivery. He leads the major leagues in appearances. This is going to be appearance number 44. He's worked 40 in the third innings, allowing 36 hits, 13 runs, 11 earned, walking 13 and striking out 36. He's got a 5-1 record and a 2.45 ERA. So he is going to be, in my books, pitcher number 3 used by the Giants. So he has got himself a bit of a quirky delivery. And he delivers a first pitch breaking ball over for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Bellinger. Bellinger tonight is 0 for 2. He has flown to center, and he has popped to third. His average has dipped to 208, and there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Drifting back at the edge of the warning track and making the catch is Jock Peterson. Bellinger sent it a long way, just not long enough. And he is retired for the first out of the inning, and that's going to bring up the top of the order in Mookie Betts. So our friend Mick comes back in, and as Troy has jumped into the stream tonight, how did they tie us up? Well, the leadoff home run by Longoria to start the one-out home run by Longoria and the grand slam by Darren Ruff has done the damage. And that is where you guys are at right now. Here comes the first pitch to Mookie Betts. It's a fastball swung on, and it's lined to the shortstop Estrada, who makes a leaping catch. Betts hit that one right on the screws, but right to the shortstop Estrada, and he is retired for the second out of the inning. That's going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Trey Turner. Glad we tuned into this one tonight. This has been some entertaining baseball. At first, I thought with the 5-0 lead, we might have been left for dead, but it has been a meltdown. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away to Betts, and the count is, to Turner, and the count is 1-0. For Trey Turner tonight, he is 1 for 3. He's singled and scored a run. He's also struck out twice. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-1. So Trey Turner batting .306 on the season. The Dodger runs came early and often. The bats have quieted down since the 4th inning. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down. It's off the wall. Peterson fields it, cruising into second base is Turner with a 2-out double. That is going to bring up Freddie Freeman. Our friend Demon Slayer says if Camilo Duvall can pitch well, the Giants have a good chance to win. Absolutely. He gets into the bullpen here, and things start going a little bit awry. And right now we've got the manager, Gabe Kapler, who is asked for time, and it looks like they're going to put Freddie Freeman aboard with a intentional walk here. As he has come out of the dugout, they're going to put Freeman aboard. So it's going to put runners at first and second with Will Smith coming to the plate. Yeah, our friend Troy jumps in here. He's a Diamondback fan. He says, remember I mentioned about Dallas Keuchel's starts not being stellar, and I said he was in the twilight of his career. Yes, I did. And unfortunately for Dallas Keuchel, it looks like the days in the big leagues may be over for him as he got DFA'd by the Arizona Diamondbacks. It was either today or the other day. I'm sure being a left-hander, somebody will kick the tires on him. Usually lefties, they don't hit their peak until they're about 43, it seems. But unfortunately for Keuchel, his peak might be in the rearview mirror. So the conference on the mound has been broken up, and it is going to be Will Smith stepping to the bat. Smith tonight is 0 for 3. He's struck out twice and flown out to left field. Our friend Viraj says that the National League West teams are so much fun to watch. Of course, unless you're watching the Diamondbacks and the Rockies, that might be a little bit different take on that for most people. So here comes the first offering to Smith. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So all this mess has started with 2 out for the Giants here in or for the Dodgers here in their 7th. As Berbia has got the first 2 batters retired, and then a double to Turner and an intentional walk to Freeman. He's got this one. Seeing a little bit of action. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. Now the count goes to 0-2. Our friend Alexander says, kiss the show goodbye to Dallas Keuchel. Well, yeah, unfortunately for Keuchel, his best days may be behind. And CV baseball card collector, did he get cut? Yes, he did. He is absolutely finished in Arizona for now. So here comes the offering. It is no balls and 2 strikes. And there is a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into right center field. Drifting over and underneath it is the right fielder Gonzalez. He's got it this time. And that is going to do it here for out number 3. Well, the Dodgers threatened with 2 out. They had no runs a hit, no errors, and 2 runners left the board. We are now through 7 complete. It is the San Francisco Giants all tied up at 5 with the Dodgers. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the call at the top of the 8th inning when we return. Here is our friend Steve again, Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of our channel. And in turn, we support Steve Rademacher. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call at the top of the 8th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you're with us. Welcome back, everybody. We've got a good one in Los Angeles as we are now moving to the top of the 8th inning. Due up for the Giants, it'll be Wilmer Flores, Jock Peterson, and Evan Longoria. It looks like we're going to have ourselves yet another pitching change for the Dodgers. It is going to be Evan Phillips entering the ball game. Phillips is taking over here as he is going to be the Houston manager Dave Roberts. On the season, Phillips has got himself a record 3-3. This is going to be his 37th appearance of the year. He's worked 36 innings. He's allowed 20 hits, 9 runs. Only 6 have been earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 41. He's got an ERA of 1.50. This is his 5th season in Major League Baseball. He's been with Atlanta, Baltimore, and the Tampa Bay Rays, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses upstairs to Flores for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Flores tonight is 0 for 3. He's grounded to short. He has flown to center and flown to right. They have 3 defenders loaded up on the left side of the infield to face him, and there's a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that misses down for a ball, and the count is now 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Our friend Troy says if the D-backs can hold on to some of these kids, they should be fun to watch in a couple of years or maybe 3. And here's the offering from Phillips. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is now 3-0. Well, one guy that I'm curious to know, I haven't looked them up lately, is Glen Allen Hill's kid, Glen Allen Hill Jr. Curious to see how he's progressing through the minor leagues. They had a run there a few years ago to the Diamondbacks when Zach Greinke was with the ball club. I caught a series in Arizona against the White Sox. It was a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count now goes to 3-1. I thought for sure there they were going to have the run with Paul Goldschmidt, and they had Jake Lamb at third, and I think Brandon Drury was at second, and Nick Ahmed was at short. I thought for sure there was going to be I think it was Ahmed at short, or maybe it was Owings. There's the 3-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and Flores is aboard with a leadoff walk here to start the 8th inning, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Jock Peterson. For Peterson, he is 0 for 3 tonight in his return to Los Angeles. He's flown to left twice and popped to the shortstop. Evan Longoria is looming on deck. So here comes Peterson to the plate. Right-hander Phillips ready to go to work as he gets his side from the catcher, Will Smith. Phillips shakes him off. Now Jock Peterson asks for time as he feels that the right-hander is taking too much time. And now everybody is reset and we're ready to go back at it again. Here comes the offering now to the left-handed hitting Peterson. It's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1. It was the solo shot off the bat of Evan Longoria with 1 out. And of course, Phil Bickford really set the table. And Alex Vesia finished it off with the grand slam allowed to Darren Ruff to tie the game up at 5. Here's the offering. It's a fastball that misses inside. They appeal down to the third base umpire. But they say Peterson didn't go, and the count is even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Peterson waggles the bat. They've got 3 defenders to the right side of second base, but they really don't have a lot of depth. There's a fastball swung on, and this ball is belted foul. It's going to reach the upper deck down the right field line. And it's going to go to a man from Orange, California, who's going to take that one home with him. It's going to run the count to 1-2. Our friend Troy says 2016 and 17, those last years with Goldie, it looked like the team had a shot. Couldn't get it together. Of course, they made that move to get JD Martinez as well, to hopefully put them over the hump. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the offering from the right-hander Phillips, and again, stepping out of the batter's box is Peterson. So Phillips ready to go back at it. He comes set. He checks the runner over at first base, and he kicks and delivers. It is a fastball that just misses inside. The count goes to 2-2. Wow, pretty good job by Peterson to hold off on that one. That looked pretty good from our angle. The home plate umpire tonight, Lance Barrett, who's been pretty favorable to the Dodgers, certainly wasn't favorable on that one. So here comes the 2-2 offering. Again, Phillips holds at the belt. And now time is called again as Peterson steps out of the box. A very healthy crowd in Los Angeles tonight for this one. To say it's probably close to full capacity. Here's the 2-2 offering. It's a fastball swung on. This ball's lined to left field. It's down the left field line. It's into the corner, and it's trouble. This is going to be extra bases. Digging for 2 is Peterson. Stopping at third is Flores. And that is going to put runners at second and third with nobody out. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Evan Longoria. So our friend Mick, who was in the chat here earlier tonight, who was living large with the Dodgers up with that 5-0 lead. Well, I feel bad for you, Mick, because I think that's now a distant memory. So Longoria steps to the plate. He's 1 for 3 tonight. He homered his last time up. He's also flown to left and grounded to third. I think the pitcher Bickford really would have wanted that one back. It was an 0-2 pitch that Longoria turned around on. Really did a great job of being able to keep his hands inside the ball. And there's a breaking ball swung on his tap slowly to third. It is fielded by the third baseman, Muncy. He throws to first. Longoria is going to be out on a ground out 5-3. That is the first out of the inning. The runners have to hold. They can't go anywhere. That is going to bring up the right fielder, Luis Gonzalez. Dave Roberts is leaning in, getting the computer information. Is he going to make a decision, or are they going to leave the pitcher Phillips in here? It looks like they're going to leave him in, but I don't know. I think maybe I would consider walking Gonzalez to set up a double play possibility here. Curious to see how they're going to pitch this one out. Demon Slayer believes that the Giants have got this one now. They're certainly in a good position to win. I would think that maybe Gonzalez does not get any good pitches to hit here, or if they even face him at all. But it looks like they're going to load the bases. That's going to be an intentional walk. And Gonzalez is going to load the bases. So now the Giants have Flores at third, Peterson at second, Gonzalez at first, and Thairo Estrada is stepping to the plate. They're going to play the corners in. And they've got the middles in double play depth. The Giants' offense tonight against Mitch White was absolutely stagnant. There's a first pitch breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. But since the Dodgers have turned it over to the bullpen, it has been a completely different ball game. So 1 ball and no strikes to Estrada. Estrada is 1 for 3 tonight. He singled and scored a run his last time up. He's also flown to center and flown to right. And the 1-0 pitch is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-0. So Estrada's going to get something good to hit here. One would have to anticipate that he's going to see something straight as an arrow here in a minute from Phillips. Phillips, when he does bring the fastball, he usually brings it up around 95 miles an hour. So here comes the 2-0 pitch. As Phillips comes set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that misses down at 96. Runs the count to 3-0 on Estrada. Well, Estrada might as well just park the bat on the shoulder, because it certainly looks that right-hander Phillips has lost command of his pitches, and the Dodger fans are bemoaning this one here after having a 5-0 lead. In jeopardy of falling behind the Giants. And here comes the pitch from Phillips. It's a fastball that is taken for a called strike, and the count is now 3-1. Well, it looks like Lance Barrett's favorable strike zone has come back, because Gabe Kapler sure didn't like that one. You can definitely see the up-down. The in-out is difficult from the bench, but that pitch definitely looked down. So 3 balls and 1 strike. And now Estrada asks for time at the plate. Phillips has thrown 15 pitches here in the inning. Waiting on deck is the center fielder, Austin Slater. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses outside, and that is going to be ball 4 to Estrada. The Giants are going to take the lead on a bases-loaded walk here in the top of the 8th inning. It's going to advance Peterson to third. Gonzalez goes over to second. Estrada is aboard with the walk. He gets himself an RBI, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Austin Slater. And the one San Francisco fan in the section is up on his feet, trying to lead the cheers of Dodger fans who aren't buying it. Well, they flashed a stat across the TV. They say that the Giants are 2-140 when they were trailing after 5 runs after the 6th inning over the last, I don't know how many years. 5 years. Well, this could be about to change. Here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Slater. Slater entered the game in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter for Mike Yastrzemski. He was hit by a pitch and came home on the grand slam by Darren Ruff. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Phillips holds at the belt and he kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball. Swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Phillipson looking at the sign from his catcher, Smith. Joey Bart will wait his turn on deck. There's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-2. Of course, Joey Bart entered the game as a defensive replacement once Yermin Mercedes pinched hit for Austin Wynn in the 7th inning. So 6-5, the Giants lead it here in the top of the 8th inning. I don't know if I would have been able to say this would be the case 3 innings ago. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on it. Is grounded over to the third baseman. They come home for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It'll erase Jock Peterson at the plate. 5-2 for the second out of the inning. It's going to advance Gonzalez to third. Estrada goes to second. Slater is safe at first, and that'll bring up Joey Bart. Nice play by the third baseman, Muncy. But they just weren't able to spin it quick enough. Muncy, the ball came right to him. Made a really good throw to the plate, but not quite able to turn that double play, as the runner was safe at first by a couple of steps. So now it brings Joey Bart to the plate. Bart is batting 185 on the season. And the first pitch is a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and the count is 0-1. So Joey Bart, in his career with the bases loaded, 0 for 7 and an RBI. Dominic Leone is up and throwing in the bullpen for the Giants. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 0-2. So my question for the Giants fans out there is, do you trust your bullpen of Leone and Doval? You still got to get 6 Dodger outs here, and that's not automatic. So here comes the 0-2 offering now to Joey Bart. Bart waggles the bat. Right-hander Phillips gets the sign from his catcher, Smith. There are some fans that are on their feet cheering the hometown team on. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed. And Bart has gone down on strikes for the 3rd out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Giants in their half of the 8th inning. But they get a run in the inning. They had 1 hit. There were no errors, and there were 3 Giants left aboard. We are now through 7.5. It is the San Francisco Giants 6, the Dodgers 5. Stick around, everybody. We've got a barn burner on our hands here in Los Angeles. We'll be back after this from our friend, Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Appreciate you there, Matt, and your support of the channel. And in turn, we support Matt Hollis. Be sure to check him out after the game. We'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody, with the call of the bottom of the 8th inning And it is going to be another pitching change for the Giants when we return. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving now to the bottom of the 8th inning. Due up, it'll be Justin Turner, Gavin Lux, and Max Muncy. It is a pitching change for the Giants. It'll be Dominic Leone taking over here. Leone is going to be the 4th pitcher used tonight by Gabe Kapler. He's got a 3-1 record on the season. He's worked this is going to be his 36th game. He's got 32 2/3 innings, 35 hits allowed, 13 runs, 12 earned. He's walked 12 and struck out 35, and he is going to be facing a pinch hitter instead of Justin Turner. It's going to be Jake Lamb. As we were talking before, former Arizona Diamondback is coming up here to hit for Turner, and Lamb is the guy. So that is interesting. He'll fall into the DH role. The first pitch ready to be offered to Jake Lamb from Dominic Leone is a breaking ball swung and missed, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. They do have Lamb played to the right side as they have 3 defenders. Only Evan Longoria is to the left side of the infield. So no balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Lamb. Lamb is batting .233 on the season. And here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down. They appeal down to the third base umpire, and they say that he went. It's going to run the count now to 0-2. So no balls and 2 to Lamb. As I said, when I saw Lamb play We're back at it here, guys. We are still with you. We had a little bit of a little crash there for a moment. But we are still alive here. Here comes the 2-2 offering. There's a fastball that's taken for a called 3rd strike. And Lamb is gone for out number 1 here in the 8th inning. And that is going to bring up Gavin Lux. So sorry about that, everybody. I think we went away for a little bit there. Yeah, you did lose us for a moment. We had a little bit of a crash, but not that long. So 1 gone here in the 8th, and that brings up the left-handed hitting Gavin Lux. Lux is 0 for 1 tonight. He came in to hit for Hanser Alberto. His batting average is dipped to .291, and here's the first pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Just as a reminder, we're going to be back on at 2 a.m. Pacific, 5 a.m. Eastern tonight for a call of the NPB game between the Saitama Sea Blue Lions and the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles, so hopefully you can join us. There's a left-hander up in the bullpen. And here you go. There's a breaking ball that misses down. And the count is 1-1. Our friend in the living room says, I'm excited to announce to you all that I, too, have joined the Live Tour. I'm sure everybody will take note of that one. So here we go. Here's the 1-1 offering. As Lux is waiting for the pitch from Leon. Leon has just pretty much come in and thrown a steady diet of breaking balls, and here's another one swung on and fouled away, and the count is 1-2. Our friend Troy says, Pollock and Lamb in LA. Don't like it when former players end up in the same division. Dodgers have two right-handers up. Reyes Moranta and Craig Kimbrell are up and throwing in the Dodger pen. Our friend Alex says, spoiler alert, Eagles F it up till the last minute before annihilating the bullpen. There's a breaking ball down, and the count is now 2-2. I don't know if you saw that the other night, but they stuck 17 runs on the board in the first 6 innings against the Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. In Fukuoka, nonetheless. I'm sure the paying customers did not go home pleased in that one. Unless, of course, they were a visiting member. Demon Slayer says he'll be back around to check it out. We appreciate you. It is a tight race there in the top of the Pacific League with 5 teams all within a few games of each other. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is grounded down to left field line. It's in the corner, and it's trouble. Peterson fields it as he slams into the wall. And stopping at second with a 1-out double is Gavin Lux, as he is aboard here, and that's going to bring up the first baseman, Max Muncy. So the crowd is back into the mood again, as it looks like that the Dodgers have something brewing here with 1 gone. So we say we appreciate everybody who checks into our channel. Hopefully you guys will be able to stick around and catch us again in a few hours. I've got some work I got to get done here between now and that time, and the later this game goes, the less time I've got work to get through. So here comes the first offering to Muncy. It's a breaking ball that is swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Muncy tonight has had a tough night at the office. He's flown out to center and struck out twice. I think if I'm Dave Roberts, I might want to have a do-over on that computer. Trace Thompson is waiting in the on-deck circle. And Cody Bellinger is in the hole. So Leon gets his sign from his catcher, Joey Bart. He checks the runner Lux at second. He holds set. And now he kicks and fires. It is a breaking ball swung on and missed. That runs the count to 0-2 on Muncy. Our friend Demon Slayer says, just got to get one more out and then bring in Duvall. I don't even see Duvall up in the bullpen right now. I want to say it was Garcia, but I didn't get a quick enough glance at that. And Bart swats it to the ground. That makes the count 1-2. Our friend Fluby Badupu's Alexander says Muncy's over-under home runs was 32.5. I wanted to take the under. Didn't want to tie up his money that long. Really wish he did now. Yeah, Muncy, really since about August of last year, I can't remember why he went on the disabled list. I want to say it had to do with an incident at first base where he had to put a tag on the runner, ended up getting hurt and missing pretty much the rest of the year. Muncy's not been the same guy since. There's a breaking ball swung on it. It's grounded over to first. It is fielded neatly by Belt. He flips it to Leon covering. It's going to go down as a ground out 3-1. It's going to advance the runner Lux over to third. There's now 2 away, and that's going to bring up the left fielder Trace Thompson. So for Thompson, he is 1 for 3 tonight. He's got a double and an RBI. He has struck out, and he is grounded to short. And our friend Alex says, yeah, he hasn't been the same since that injury. I totally agree. Max Muncy, since last year that when he got hurt, he really hasn't been the same guy. And here's the first offering. It's a breaking ball that It's down to the dirt. A nice stop by the catcher, Bart. The count is 1-0. It is a left-hander up and throwing. It's Yarlin Garcia. In the Giants bullpen. You wonder by committee, our friend Demon Slayer is calling for Camilo Duvall. Just the left-handers that he's potentially about to face. So here comes the offering now. Leon holds set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted into deep center field. Racing back on the warning track, and he leaps, but it's off the wall of Slater. One run is in. Thompson is rounding second. He's heading into third. Here comes the throw. It's not in time. It is going to be a triple and an RBI for Trace Thompson. That's going to tie the score at 6. We got ourselves a good old-fashioned shootout here in Los Angeles, as that is going to bring the center fielder Cody Bellinger to the plate, and the Dodger faithful are back up on their feet, and they're doing the dance. So Thompson now at third base. And Cody Bellinger with a chance to put him in the lead. Our friend in the living room said he would be there too for the NPB game. You just got to set the alarm clock for 5 o'clock in the morning, and we'll be right there with you. So 6-6, we are all knotted up. Trace Thompson, have yourself a ball game tonight, a double and now a triple. Slater he lost his glove over the wall. He leaped to catch it. The ball actually didn't go over the wall because it hit the probably 95% of the way up the wall. Slater's glove goes into the netting on the other side. Crazy. And now they're changing the pitcher. So one batter too late. It's going to be Yarlin Garcia coming in. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Maybe this is where Garcia wild pitches in a run. We never know. We'll be right back after we get this change after this from our friend Dave. Appreciate you.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game. And Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Appreciate you, Dave, and your support of our channel. And we support Dave at Zero Fox Sports. Check him out after the game. We'll be back in 30 seconds, everybody, after this. Would you like to support Last Raps Baseball? We would appreciate it if you did. Be sure to check out our eBay page where we have baseball merchandise. We also have stuff from the Japanese League for those who listen from Japan. But we also do other sports like football and basketball as well. Don't forget, visit Last Raps Baseball's eBay store to help support the channel. We'll be glad you did. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change for the Giants. They're going to be bringing in the left-hander. It's going to be Yarlin Garcia. He is going to be taking over here, facing Cody Bellinger in the bottom of the 8th inning. Runner Trace Thompson just hit a triple to knock in Gavin Lux, and that is knotted up the score all at 6s. So the Dodger fans are back in spirit again here after watching that 5-run lead go up in smoke. For Garcia on the season, he's pitched 33 innings. He's allowed 26 hits, 12 runs. Only 7 have been earned. He's walked 10 and struck out 23. He's got a 1-3 record. He's got an ERA of 1.91. So that is where we stand as Garcia is back into the ballgame. We are glad you guys are with us here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Lots of entertainment here to bring this one home. We're still here with you guys. The first pitch that was offered to Cody Bellinger is a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. We're having some challenges here as some of our stuff has been crashing on us here, so hopefully we don't have to do a complete reboot till after the game. But we've got 1 ball and no strikes. Our friend Virosh thought this was going to be a dead rubber contest when Rodon was hanging up the freebies. There's a breaking ball that just misses upstairs, and the count is now 2-0. So it looks like Lance Barrett has gone back to the favorable umpiring for the Dodgers, as those last pitches there look pretty close, as that changeup was taken for a ball. So 2 balls and no strikes to Bellinger. Garcia gets the sign, and he kicks and delivers. It is a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 3-0. Mookie Betts is awaiting his turn on deck. There's nothing worse when you bring a left-hander to face a left-hander, and you can't throw strikes or get guys out. So Betts and then Trey Turner will follow. So Mookie Betts with a potential chance to come to bat and to put the Dodgers into the lead. Here's the 3-0 offering. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and 4 consecutive balls has put Bellinger on base. That's going to put runners at the corners. That'll bring Mookie Betts to the plate. For Mookie tonight, he is officially 0 for 3. He's also walked and stolen a base. Almost forgot that he stole the base back in the 4th inning, and then he went over to third on the throwing error by the catcher, Austin Wins. So he steps to the bat with runners on the corners. Joey Bart is up in front of the plate, flashing signals for the 1st and 3rd defense. The crowd is on their feet in Los Angeles. It is crunch time in LA here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Establishing his lead over at first is the runner Bellinger. Here's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded slowly down the first base line, and it's just going to roll foul. It was a swinging bunt by Mookie Betts. That's going to run the count to 0-1 quickly. So Mookie really just cued it off the end of the bat. Garcia had sprinted off the mound. So no balls and 1 strike to Mookie. The crowd again is on their feet, cheering for their Dodger heroes here to bring it home. So establishing his lead at first is Bellinger. And now they throw over to first base, and he gets back easily. As I said earlier, it'd be interesting to see how this game is going to turn out. Will we see a wild pitch or maybe an errant pickoff over at first base that'll cash the run here? Not that I'm cheering one way or the other for the Dodgers to win this game or lose it. But the way this game has gone, I'm sure we're going to see something crazy. Here's a breaking ball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike to Mookie Betts. 6-5-2 for the Giants, 6-9-0 for the Dodgers. That is the line score in this one. And here Garcia ready to go back at it. He kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is belted to deep left field. Moving back on the warning track, looking up, and this ball is gone. A home run for Mookie Betts. A 3-run shot here in the bottom of the 8th inning off of Yarlin Garcia with 2 away. And that is going to put the Dodgers up 9-6. Absolutely incredible. That ball got out in a big hurry. And now we've got ourselves a 9-6 ball game. Unbelievable. The Dodgers have come back after giving away the lead, and our friend who had that parlay earlier somewhere is fist pumping because now it's a 3-run lead. Our friend Diamond Slayer says that's the game. Well, you never know, but one would have to think with the Giants down to their final 3 outs, it's going to be a problem. And here's the offering to Trey Turner. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. So 9-6 is the scoreline. 4 runs on the board here in the bottom of the 8th for the Dodgers. The legend of Mookie Betts continues to grow. There's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is now 2-0 to Turner. Garcia having a hard time throwing strikes. 7 of the 9 pitches he has thrown so far in this one have been for balls. And the 1 strike he threw to Mookie Betts ended up in the seats. And here's a pitch. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is now 2-1 to Turner. Our friend Mick has jumped back in, and he says, I'm back. Yeah, you are. You're in our thoughts, and definitely good time to be back. Our friend Troy says the stinking Dodgers, as much as it pains me to say it, it's like another season where all roads go in the NL through LA. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is now 3-1 to Turner. At the end of the season, who's going to beat them? Well, you're going to have to take a look at the pitching, and you have to wonder if Jacob deGrom comes back out of New York, are they going to have enough arms? There's a breaking ball swung on. This is lifted into right field. Luis Gonzalez has got this one. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to do it. Well, hang tight, everybody. We are going to the top of the 9th inning. As the Dodgers in their half of the inning, they scored 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. The big blow, the 3-run homer by Mookie Betts. There were no errors, and nobody left the board. It is now 9-6 Los Angeles. Stick around. We'll be back with the top of the 9th. In just a moment. Hang tight, everybody. We're glad you guys are with us.
Hello, kids. Steve coming at you. It's Steve Rademacher. And if you like interesting stuff, if you like to laugh a little bit, and if you enjoy collecting, this channel's for you. If you like non-sport cards, we have them. You like pseudo-sport cards, we open them. Even if you like entire boxes of completely pointless stuff or other sports, we have everything here. I drop a different video every day, and there's always a theme to it, from No Filter Friday to Saturday morning cartoons, even Sunday shoutouts. Once in a while, we'll get a little froggy and show Money Money Monday, where I showcase a bunch of my currency. We have Legos, we have Star Wars, we have a good time. We even have my brother on Takeover Tuesday. Be there or be square. Back to Freddy.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and your support of the channel. We'll be back in 30 seconds with the call of the top of the 9th inning. We're glad you guys could be with us. 9-6 Dodgers in this slugfest from LA. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the 9th inning, and it's going to be the top of the order scheduled to come to bat for the San Francisco Giants. It'll be Darren Ruff, Brandon Belt, and Wilmer Flores, as it is going to be Craig Kimbrell on in relief, as he's going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight by the Giants. So Craig Kimbrell on in relief. Ruff, Belt, and Flores to face the right-handed closer. Darren Ruff was the hero only a couple innings ago as he hit the grand slam for the Giants to tie the game up at 5 apiece. So Kimbrell, in his unique stance, is on. He's got a 4.35 ERA in 31 innings, and the first pitch is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Darren Ruff. We were talking earlier about Ruff and really his bounce back from the 3 years he spent in the KBO. And here comes the 0-1 offering. There's a breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count is now 0-2. Hit 30-plus homers in those 3 years each in the KBO with Samsung. So no balls and 2 strikes as he finds himself behind here to the veteran right-hander Craig Kimbrell, who kicks and delivers. There's a breaking ball waved at and missed, and Ruff is gone on strikes for out number 1. That was well outside the strike zone. And he is gone for out number 1. That's going to bring up Brandon Belt to the plate. For Belt tonight, he is 0 for 4. He's flown to center. He's popped to the shortstop and struck out twice. And when Belt steps to the plate, the Dodgers go into a shift. The last time he struck out, it was on a called third strike. But he had been squaring to bunt. There's a first pitch fastball that he swings through and misses, and the count is 0-1. Kimbrel still brings it up. It was at 96 miles an hour, that last pitch. He's not a little extra in his heater. Kimbrel has bounced around quite a bit. He's been with a number of teams, including the Cubs. There's a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. I saw him pitch for the Padres a number of years ago. He's also been with the Atlanta Braves, the Red Sox. He's got a lot of stickers on that. We got BBK Gaming in here. We appreciate you for being here. There's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count is now 2-1. Our friend Alex says, come on, Belt, keep it interesting. I think we've really had plenty of action already. Yeah, it would be interesting if they could put a couple of guys on and bring the tying run to the plate. And our poor friend Mick would be really chewing his nails. Yeah, BBK is pointing out the odds right now. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 3-1 to Belt. Yeah, put $100,000 on the Dodgers to win how much? Not very much. It's like putting $10 down to win 10 cents. So here comes the offering again. Belt squares the bunt, and he gets it down. It's a good one. Muncy has to field it, and now he's playing soccer with it. And that is going to be a base hit for Belt. I've seen him do that a couple of times this year, where they got the shift on, and he drops the bunt down. They keep shifting on him, and he keeps bunting, and there's success for him. Well done, Brandon Belt. And that is going to bring up the second baseman, Wilmer Flores. We got Barry back in the house here. Appreciate you being here, Barry. Yeah, Brandon Belt, I saw him do that. I think it was against Milwaukee, and we saw him do it even before that. He's done that a few times this year. If I remember the graphic right, they said that's just like his 10th bunt base hit. So Wilmer Flores steps to the plate. He is 0 for 3 tonight. He's also walked and scored a run. Kimbrel checks the runner, and now he delivers. It's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Straight back into the seats behind home plate, and the count is quickly 0-1. Well, Mookie Betts breaks this one open in the 9th inning. Or in the bottom of the 8th inning. Unbelievable. This game here has been a seesaw affair and a slugfest. We're glad we could be here with you tonight to do it. And here's the 0-1 pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count is now 0-2. We are going to, after this game is complete, we'll do a rundown of the out-of-town scoreboard across Major League Baseball. It's a abbreviated one, as there was only 5 other games that were going on. They're all finals. We'll do a wrap on that and then give you the gory details of this one. So here comes the 0-2 offering. And there's a fastball swung on. This ball is belted into center field, but not deep enough. Coming over underneath it is Cody Bellinger, and he's going to make the grab. And Flores is gone for the second out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Jock Peterson. For Peterson tonight, he is 1 for 4. He doubled his last time up. He's also flown out to left, popped to short, and popped to third. The once full house at Dodger Stadium, or close to full capacity house, has got a lot of empty seats now. The yellow seats in the lower deck are shining through. It is Evan Longoria who is on deck, who's got a home run tonight. Have to find a way against Kimbrel to get on deck. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is hammered down the right field line, and diving and making the catch is Mookie Betts to end the ball game. And that is going to do it. What an appropriate way to end it, with a diving catch from Mookie Betts. And that will end this one here in Los Angeles. In the ninth inning for the Giants, there was no runs. There was a hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. Hang around, everybody. We'll wrap this up in just a moment. After this, we'll give you the scores from around the league and do this one all up for you here before we put it to bed. Thanks again for being in here with us, everybody. Here is Dave.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for checking out the game and Last Raps Baseball. This is Dave, Zero Thought Sports Cards. If you like pack openings, baseball, all that good stuff, check us out. Drop a comment on our channel this month to win a mystery pack of cards. All you gotta do is say Last Rap sent you to be entered. And we'll drop a video later on this month announcing the winner. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to do a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard, as there were 5 other games besides this one across Major League Baseball today. Detroit Tigers had a doubleheader in Oakland. They split the twin bill with the Athletics. In the first game, it was a 7-2 ball game. The Tigers 7-10-0. The Athletics 2-5-1. Tariq Skubal got his 7th win of the year. He goes to 7-8. Logue takes the loss. He's 3-5. 10-year final, Detroit 7-2. And the nightcap, the Athletics won that one 5-0. 5-10-1 for the Athletics. It was 0-4-1 for the Tigers. Acevedo got the win. He goes to 2-2 for the A's. Garrett Hill takes the loss. He goes to 1-2. Hill had a pretty strong start for the Tigers, going 5 innings. But the wheels fell off the apple cart in the 6th. He got touched up for the runs. In the game between the Rangers and the Marlins, the Rangers knocked off the Fish 8-0. 8-11-0 for the Rangers, 0-7-0 for the Marlins. John Gray got the win. He's 7-4. Pablo Lopez takes the loss. He goes to 6-5. Yankees and Astros also had a doubleheader today, and it was a sweep by the Astros in Houston. The first game, it was the Astros winning 3-2 over the Yankees. Neris got the win. He's 3-3. In relief, King took the loss. He goes to 6-3. 3-10-0 for the Astros. I shouldn't say Lastros, Astros. Yankees 2-5-0, your final in that one. In the other game of the doubleheader, it was Luis Garcia picking up his 8th win of the year against 5 losses. He knocked off Domingo Germán, who has been reinstated. He's 0-1. Montero got his 7th save for the Stros. 7-7-0 for the Astros. 5-8-2 for the Yankees. Your final score 7-5. And in this one here tonight, it was a seesaw affair. The Dodgers jumped out to a 5-0 lead, a homer in the first inning by Freddie Freeman. Then it was with 1 out, a single by Hanser Alberto. With 2 outs, he was brought home by a Trice Thompson double to increase the score to 2-0 in the second inning. In the third inning, the Dodgers scored 3 more times. A 1-out single by Trey Turner, and then a walk to Freddie Freeman. After Will Smith struck out, Justin Turner hit a 2-run double to make the score 4-0. And then Turner was brought home on a double by Hanser Alberto, and that increased the score to 5-0. That's where the score stood until the 7th inning. In the 7th inning, Evan Longoria with 1 out hit a solo shot to cut the lead to 5-1. And then Luis Gonzalez walked. Tyro Estrada singled. Then Austin Slater was hit by a pitch, and with 2 out, Darren Ruff stepped up and hit a grand slam to tie the game at 5. Well, in the top of the 8th inning, the Giants got another run to put them ahead 6-5. It was a leadoff walk to Wilmer Flores, a double by Jock Peterson, and with 1 out, an intentional walk to Luis Gonzalez to load the bases. And then Tyro Estrada walked with the bases loaded to give the Giants a 6-5 lead. But in the bottom of the 8th inning, that's where all the magic started. A 1-out double by Gavin Lux. He was brought home by on an RBI triple by Trace Thompson. That tied the game at 6. Then a walk to Cody Bellinger, and then Mookie Betts stepped up and hit a 3-run, 2-run shot. And that is how this one ended. A 9-6 for the Dodgers. 9-10-0 for the Dodgers, 6-6-0 for the Giants. The win goes to Phillips. He goes to 4-3 on the year. Dominic Leone takes the loss. He's 3-2. Craig Kimbrell got his 16th save. Once again, everybody, we really appreciate y'all for being here and checking in tonight. Don't forget, we're going to be on a little bit later doing the game between the Saitama Cebu Lions and the Tohoku Racket and Golden Eagles. That's going to go at 2 a.m. Pacific or 5 a.m. Eastern. Come on back and join us then for that one. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for being here. Hope you all have a great night. Come on back and see us again later. And don't forget, hit the bell button so you'll notify you when we are going to be on with our games. Have a great night, everybody. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you later.